what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Man, that started really fast. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, hope y'all are doing well today. Here, give me just a sec. Live for life, spamming like crazy in chat right now. I get it. I get it. Let me go to the stream. It's good to be back. Good to be back. Okay. What up, Amagad? Welcome back in, brother. Always good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It was much needed. It was a much needed little vacay I just had there, so I'm very happy with that. All right, links up if anyone wants to join in, man. I don't really got too much right now, dude, to talk about. We can find some stuff, look into some stuff. Definitely gonna pull up a verse of the day, though. That's for sure. Need that. Let me tell you. It was a really good time, man. My granddad, that's exactly how they'd want his celebration of life. He wanted his celebration of life to go. He didn't want some everyone dressed in black, crying kind of funeral. We just sat around and cracked a bunch of jokes and had a good time, man. I think that's what he always said he wanted. He didn't want like an open casket funeral because he hated those. I do too, but he wanted everyone to get together and have a good time. That's exactly what we did, man. It was fantastic. It really was. All right, verse of the day. What do we got? All right, we're going into Proverbs, boys. What's up, Abe? Welcome in, dude. Good to see you, man. Glad to see you back, brother. Glad to see you back in. If at any point anybody wants to jump in, please do. Real chill day, man. Real chill day today. So, yeah. Going into Proverbs, start things off. All right, so let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Love and faithfulness. Those are two things that I didn't know how to show those. I didn't know how to live like that for a long time, Not that I was never shown it, and it's absolutely Armageddon. Yeah, it's a great one, man. It's fantastic. Not that I was never shown it. It's not, any kind of like victim mentality along that. I just didn't have any connection with anything that could guide me to that. My connection was to fulfilling my immediate gratification, just whatever would make me feel good then, right now, any kind of dopamine hit, that's where my love and faithfulness was tied to. And those things are fleeting. Those things always led me into just pain, they led me into doing painful things and feeling lots of pain. Based. Absolutely. Yeah, Armageddon. 100%. And over time, as I developed a relationship with God, I learned how to keep those things binded around my neck and written on the tablet of my heart, you know? Now, that's not to say that I do any of that perfectly, right? Or that I'm just some loving and forever faithful kind of person. That's just, that'd be a lie if I were to say that, but I definitely understand what the concept of keeping these kind of things really close to the heart mean, you know? And I'm just incredibly grateful for God for giving me that, you know? When it says you'll win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man, the fact that God gave me a second chance to build something with my life was all I needed when it came to having a good name in the sight of God. You know, that's really like, I could not ask for anything more. What's up, Level 4 Lobster? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for jumping in, man. I appreciate seeing you. But man, it was a very, very, very emotional weekend. You know, my granddad, the one that passed away last month, he raised me, right? That was my dad. He wasn't my blood father, but he was really the only father figure in my life. And there were like 60, 70 people that came to this bar. I mean, it was incredible just to see how many people he had made an impact on and how many people's lives he'd touched, right? Like, it was incredible, you know, just with the person that he was. He was a really good dude. And, you know, he had a very strong commitment to community. He really cared about like not just the people that he met, but like the people that lived directly around them, you know. He was very just caring and would listen to people, and, you know, even if he didn't like somebody, he'd crack jokes with them and stuff. Like, that's the kind of guy that he was. And man, it was a really good time, you know. Got to hang out with family, got to see a bunch of people that I haven't seen in fucking years, man. Like, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen a lot of those folks. And oh, let me get some music on. Dang. It's only been like 4 or 5 days. Like, I've forgotten how to do this shit. Oh, you know what? Let's do this is Abe's song. It's just been incredible, man. Like, very, very, you know, emotional weekend, and there's a lot of people that need me to stand up and like be kind of a rock that they can talk to. I can't rely on everyone, you know, to kind of be that in situations like this. I need to be there for them, you know, and that's just a very important thing for me to focus on in my own life today. I missed you too, Corey. Good to see you, man. Great to see you, bro. I missed y'all too, man. It's been 100% Amagad. It sucked I wasn't able to stream while I was down there, but I got faced. Yes, live for life. Yes. Maybe one day they'll learn that there is a God. hopefully, right? That's the thing. You have to pray for those who disagree with you, and pray for those who turn away from the light. That's really what it comes down to. If they don't find it, it's not your burden. Unfortunately, it's not the case. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. Yeah, it was a hell of a time, man. We had a great time. Played some pool, some darts. Saw some people I haven't seen in like 10, 15, 20 years. Met up with a bunch of folks. And these aren't like blood family either. These are just people that he met throughout his life. That's the thing, is like nobody that came to this with that kind of like family obligation. The people who came to this wanted to be there. They all came because they wanted to show their love to the guy, man. Like it was incredible, dude. It was incredible. He was just such a badass, like he was cracking jokes when I talked to him on the phone before he died, man. Like when he was literally like suffering the most he ever did in his life. Like the guy was like basically drowning on himself, still fucking cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying? That takes fucking grit. You want to talk about tough? How about thinking about somebody else and hoping that you can make them laugh and make them feel good when you are literally fucking dying? You know what I mean? That's what tough is to me, right? Tough. I don't even like to consider myself some kind of a tough guy. I really don't. I don't try to come off that way. Sometimes I get mad and I talk some shit, but that's about it. Like online, at least. I don't get all like, oh, beat your ass. That doesn't fucking solve anything. But it's just, man, it really was a good time. I did a lot of grieving by myself when he first passed away, and I was still up here, and like my knee was hurt and all that shit. But it was really good to grieve with family, It was good to grieve with family. Yeah. That's what's your granddad coach, man? Dude, my granddad was a softball coach and a football coach. And like the funny thing is, I just found out he was a football coach at his celebration of life because he never told me about it, because his team never won a single game. I was cracking up with some of the guys that he coached their team back in the day, and because like I had never fucking heard of this. I knew he was a softball coach, and his softball team was actually really good, but his yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. But he never told me a thing about his football coaching because I guess the team just wasn't very good. And I mean, I get that, right? Like I wouldn't want to bring that up either. He was really proud of his softball team. He was solid, man. It's a form of humility too, I think, and it shows that you think of others before yourself. Yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. That's crazy, dude. See, we didn't have like a traditional kind of funeral, right? It was just a bunch of people got together at a bar and we all went up and we said some stuff about him. And for me, mine was a little more serious, just because, I mean, like the guy saved my life twice, right? He adopted me, and then when I was real hard up on drugs, they were the ones that took me up to Alabama. They brought me up here. They drove me. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear about your dad too, man. That's tough, dude. I understand what it's like to lose the father figure now, you know. But I can't say like you never know how people take it. You never know, you know, like well, to me, right? Like our relationships with certain people in our lives are so unique that I can say I understand what it's like to lose a father figure, but I can't say I get it. You know what I mean? Dude, good for you, bro. Good for you. Guys, let's get some Lady Liberties in the chat for Corey, man. Lady Liberties in the chat for Big Soda Corey Barton. What a legend, dude. What an absolute legend. Oh, here's something we can talk about. Okay. What do y'all think about Trump's executive order banning the burning of the American flag? What do y'all think about that? I'd like to hear what you think. Oh, hold on. Family. Yeah, Corey, jump on up, dude. It wasn't nothing important. She just butt dialed me. Let's hear it, Amagad. I'd like to hear it. Level 4 Lobster. Here's my thing. I don't think burning the American flag should be a crime, but arson is a crime. So, like, we don't really need it. What up, Mr. Fista? Welcome in, dude. Good to see you, my man. Cheers to Mr. Fista, guys. Right on, dude. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, Amagad. Corey, please jump up, dude. It's always good to have y'all up, man. Let's hear. Hold on. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be back, bro. It was a really good weekend, dude. It really was, man. It's just cool being able to like connect with folks that I haven't talked to in literally fucking years, you know. And all right. Let me stop the music. Just a sec. And then volume.
An executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn.
Glad you are too. Or I'm glad I'm back too.
As you know,
you, my man.
through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision. They called it freedom of speech, but there's another reason.
Good luck, brother. Good luck on your test.
It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You could do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. You can, but when you burn the American flag, it incites riots.
You can't though. That's the thing, right? Like if someone wanted to burn the flag in their backyard on some concrete, whatever, you know, like that's your prerogative. But if you want to go out in the middle of a street and light the flag on fire, let's not even say a flag. Let's say a pile of clothes. You go out into the middle of a street and light a pile of clothes on fire, you're going to jail for arson. That's not your First Amendment right, okay? Arson is not included in the First Amendment. I'm not sorry. So when it comes to like this symbolic thing of doing it in like your own private property, whatever, I don't care that much. But if you're out in like a heavily populated area or in the middle of a road or something like this, that's fucking arson, dude. Like he shouldn't have to put an executive order through. Regardless, you're lighting shit on fire. Bottom line, you're a fucking idiot. That's as far as it goes for me, right? Like I don't think too far ahead of that. You have no idea what free speech is. Live for life. All right. Did you hear that Punjab illegal in the truck that killed 3 people has a petition to let him out? Welcome in, brother. Welcome in, dude.
Welcome back.
Signatures on it. Yeah, I know. Fuck that petition. Who cares, dude? He needs to go to prison here, or he needs to go back to his fucking country where they shit in the street. What's going on, Corey? Sorry, man.
I should have never brought him back. Trump should have just, I guess, doubled down on taking the L of like, oh, this wasn't the correct procedure, and just been like, we'll do something about it. This is Andrew Jackson moment.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know all, I guess, the specifics about the executive order. Now, I assume you can't burn an American flag in public property because that's, I mean, you can't just go around burning stuff on public property.
Yep.
But, I mean, if you're burning it at your house, I mean, as much as I hate it, I don't.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's your private property. Do whatever the fuck you want. 100%.
And so
live for life though. Like you'd be crying and shitting your pants at a Westboro Baptist or a Nazi rally. So like you have no idea what free speech is. You don't care about it. But yeah, no, I mean, that's at the end of the day, if you want to burn the American flag in your backyard and it's not endangering like your neighbors or anything, like do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Get it on video, post it on Facebook, get your likes from your fucking lame liberal friends, whatever. But if you go out into any public space and light something on fire, see, exactly. Yeah. So shut the fuck up. You're such a loser. Holy shit.
Well, hang on. By that same metric, you could say burning the flag harms people.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't really have an argument. I mean, because people have laid their lives down for that flag, and you know that could cause emotional harm the same way Nazi rhetoric could cause emotional harm. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that.
Doomerang, no, I agree. From an ought perspective, I don't think anyone should burn the American flag. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to do that on your own private, I'm not defining free speech. You just have no idea what it is. So it's okay. I don't live for life. I don't give a fuck what you think about this topic. You literally just said there's speech that harms people. That's the most pathetic, weak, and that's why, like, it's that weakness, which is why you guys are losing, and why people look at the people that think the way you do, and they're turning away from it because it's weak, it's pathetic, and it's losing. And there's a reason it's losing. So keep that up. Keep this up, please. Keep saying this. Keep going through this kind of motion because people are not digging this kind of dumb shit anymore. Just to let you know. If that's your winning strategy, by all means, keep going. Please. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if I can address Doomerang, what happens when a veteran, you know, he's gone through a terrible time with the military and they treat him like shit, and then now he can't get his VA stuff? What if he feels the need to protest by burning an American flag because what he felt like he, you know, fought for isn't being returned to him in kind?
That's fair.
And it's kind of like, well, he's kind of put down the sacrifice, so who am I to tell him what he ought to do or what he should do?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave this up for a second. I don't even feel the need to respond to it. I'm not pulling that one up, Mr. Fista. Doomerang. So check it out. Like I said, I agree with you that people ought not burn the flag, right? But if someone does that on their own property, that's protected, right?
Yeah.
It's protected. We shouldn't have to have a fucking executive order for this because they're already committing a crime. It's called arson. So I understand where you're coming from like the kind of principled, fair based. Okay. I hear that. Yeah, I understand. Yes, especially if you're a fucking illegal. If you're an illegal and you're burning the flag, go fuck
Instant.
yourself. Get out immediately. Like, illegals shouldn't have any fucking any of the rights in the Bill of Rights. Go fuck yourself. Okay? If you want to come here the way that we outline it to you and you do that and you assimilate into the culture, you're not going to be wanting to burn an American flag.
You'll be thankful. You'll probably be the ones out there protecting it.
Yeah. I mean, I get the sentiment, but at the end of the day, that's fair. Yeah, 100%. See, I just burning a flag to me is a pathetic symbolic gesture.
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is lighting something on fire. That's it. That's all you're doing. You have like the symbolism behind it, but when you look at like what you're actually doing, you're just lighting something on fire. You're not making any kind of like tangible change. You're not really doing anything other than lighting something on fire, right? So that's why, for me, if someone does it on their own private property, it's not that big of a deal. If someone does it, now I don't like it, and I love this country, but if someone does it on their own private property, that's their right. Because I do come from the camp of like, if I'm on my private property, the government can go fuck themselves. I know Live for Life doesn't feel that way. Live for Life is very, very like, you know, the government should be able to see all your emails and they should know what your feet smell like after a hard day's work. And, you know, like that's how those people think. I'm the opposite of that though. Like, I think the government should go fuck themselves.
The Bill of Rights ain't enshrined on my property.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say though, there are, with flag etiquette, especially with the American flag, there are moments where it is ceremonious for you to burn it. Like let's say it's flowing in the wind, it gets a massive rip in it. I'm pretty sure like there's a ceremonial aspect where you're supposed to burn destroyed or tattered flags.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a second. Yo! He did it! Congratulations, Abe. Dude, that's fucking amazing, bro. Holy shit, dude. 9 hundo subs. All right, boys. You know what time it is, guys. Lady Liberties. Lady Liberties in the chat for Abe. He did it, bro. Good for you, dude. That is fucking amazing, dude. Right on, bro. No one deserves it more than you, bro. For real. Congratulations, dude. That's fucking incredible, dude. That's amazing, bro. Yeah, man. Nice, dude. Hell yeah, Abe. Good for you, man. YouTube was fucking, they were dicking you around there for a while, but you made it. You fucking made it, bro.
Anti-Abe.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Let's do it, dude. Let's do it. We got to. We're going to pick it up. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like it was kind of a backtracking on the throttle because I mean, I take it like Mr. Fista said, it wasn't that long ago he was at 480, and then he was losing subscribers.
Shit, dude. That's fucking incredible. I'm so happy for you, man. That's amazing, dude. Good for you, bro.
I mean, with all them killer panels he's been having.
All right, let's get back into this video. I want to hear what Trump has to say.
At levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, that where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they? Incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important. Because the
Why
people
is
in
it
this
that like
country don't want to see
nobody
our American
calls
flag.
me all fucking day, and then I start streaming and I literally get 3 calls back to back? That's how it always happens.
They're like
It's
perfect
like,
time to
I
call.
don't know if people are like watching my stream and going, "Oh, okay, he's online. Let me call him real quick." What the fuck is going on, dude? Scott Hodvet, welcome back, brother. Good to see you, my man. Always a pleasure. Thank you for being here, bro.
Guy coming in here with the hot takes.
We got to talk about that one, Abe. We got to talk about that for sure. You can vouch for Abe Peasant. Yeah, so can I, bro. It's crazy, dude. I know, bro. I know. He don't want me spreading the word, man. He don't want me spreading the word. It's fine. All right.
Burned and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know. They gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're bad people. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working because I think our nation now is the most respected nation anywhere in the world by far. You saw that with the European leaders on Friday. You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2% no pay to 5% fully paid up, trillions of dollars paid, where they respect your president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe, and I like those people. They're good people. They're great leaders. And we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28, essentially 38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European and other countries were represented, and it was a great meeting. But your country is respected again. I say it all the time. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it right behind me. Does anybody?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know how to take it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Corey, you there? Corey? Can you hear me, Corey? All right. You know, they still haven't released that shit. Even if offensive to some. There you go. So in a 5-4 decision, the court struck down the Federal Flag Protection Act of 89, which Congress passed in response to Texas v. Johnson. The court reaffirmed that flag burning is protected under the First Amendment as it constitutes symbolic speech, even if offensive to some. So, if that's the case, we need to take this to its logical conclusion, which is it should be okay for KKK members to walk through the streets carrying crosses, wearing white hoods, and shouting at black people. That's okay, right? If that's the case, we either need to be free speech absolute or not, right? And obviously we're not. Yeah, I know, dude. It's fucking bullshit. 100%.
Not the Trump Pakistan.
Trump Pakistan. Yeah, see, I'm good with that. I don't care about that. They can bring the National Guard in. Get these fucking gang members off the streets here. They're literally killing people almost every day.
Well, it's from everything I've seen. I've seen the person who made the best argument around it is the federal government has a duty to protect citizens, and if the state's not doing that, then the federal government has to intervene and do that.
Yeah. Why did they make Grok a Coomer, bro? When did Grok become a Coomer?
It's probably all that data it's been feeding in. Bunch of cooners out there.
Oh, live for life. You literally have no fucking idea how it is in Birmingham. You have no idea. These people are killing each other almost every day for the love of money. You have no clue, dude. You have no clue.
Huh? No.
Right, exactly. Yeah. If free speech is such like a vital thing, then we should be able to say that too. Which I don't. There's no reason for me to. But, you know, there's always a well, not that when it comes to people who want to talk about free speech. You know what I mean? We're not free. We're not an absolute free speech country. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Okay. I don't like that, but we're not. It's just the fact of the matter.
The same people who wrote the Bill of Rights and the Free Speech Clause openly had blasphemy laws in a lot of the places in which they represented. And so in the in the early colonies, you see a plethora of blasphemy laws that could get you locked up for saying things that, I guess, to us we would consider extreme.
Yep. I remember seeing that yesterday.
Also, I think it's a little weird. I don't know. I mean, I think this is something that I don't really think should be handled on executive order. Like,
No.
I think this is something that he should be getting to Congress with, and advocating.
Yeah. Yep. If that's
But
the
I
case,
mean,
it should be codified. 100%.
yeah, I agree. I agree with the sentiment. It's just kind of it. I don't know. It just seems like a little bit of a placating. Like he's just kind of like, "Hey, this is going to sound really good. Let's do it." But I don't know how much it's actually going to do.
Yeah. Look, this is me as a liberal in 2020 on the left. This is me as a conservative in 2025. What do you notice?
He's
Looks
straight.
healthy, looks actually happy. Probably eats meat again. Enjoys a steak every once in a while. That's based. Yeah.
Boy, look at the hooks on them nose.
I know, bro. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw what I said in chat earlier about yeah, it's weird to me too that he would do this by executive order because there's no way it'll hold up in court. So to me, it's almost like he's just throwing it out there just as a distraction, basically.
Yeah.
I could see that, like especially with how quick the courts have been to try and shut down everything he does. It's like this is something they can jump on to, so maybe they'll be more focused on this aspect and less focused on the deportation aspect, or
Yeah.
which is smart. That's
Hopefully.
smart.
Hopefully.
I won't deny though too that a lot of people are sick of that shit. They're flying the
Yep.
Ukraine flag while burning the American flag. And shit.
Yeah.
That's what I would have started with. Any representative that should get reprimanded for flying a different country's flag. It just seems simple. Like if you're doing a video to the public to address your constituents, there should be only one flag in the background. America.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a Ukraine flag. There shouldn't be I don't. What's another one? Israel. There shouldn't be
Pride
Saudi
flag.
Arabia, Pride flag.
Dude, like if the pride flag was just rainbows, what's going on, Jared Speaks? Good to see you. If it was just a rainbow, like it used to be when it was like actually just a gay pride flag, it wouldn't look so terrible. But they've had to add all these different marginalized groups, like autistic people and shit, and black people into the fucking gay pride flag. That like it looks like shit, straight up.
Well, it's the only way you can keep it prevalent because you have to keep adding all these marginalized communities to keep the popularity going.
Because people give less of a fuck, and you always have to update your roster. That's all it is.
You're like, damn, bro, we're not making enough sales. Look, we got to add another marginalized community.
Now the thing actually looks like fucking autistic art. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not good. Hey, thank you, JB Speaks. I appreciate it, man. You the bomb, dude. Thank you, bro. Amagab, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
Not much, just chilling. Just got up a bit ago. Thought I'd hop up on here a little bit. I do want to try to catch. I think Rob's going to be on Extravaganza tonight. I want to check that out.
All right.
I don't know how long I'll be up here, but
it's all good, dude.
Just happy to see you back and hoping all is well. Thought I'd hang out for a bit.
Yeah, man, I'm just chilling. Just going over some current events for the moment, and we're going to get into the word here in a little bit if I can't think of something to talk about. I still got my family and everything running through my head, so
I got a topic for you. Did you see the Rampage Jackson's kid?
Oh, yeah.
Thing with that.
What happened?
Have you not seen that?
What?
Look up Raha Jackson.
Raha Jackson?
Yeah.
R-A-J-A. Let me see. I don't know if I want to. Like, I don't know if I just want you to see it for yourself before I explain it to you.
It's probably best if he sees it because like it kind of the video gives you a lot of context of like why it's kind of super bad what he did.
Oh, when he almost kills the guy, is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We fuck it. We'll pull it
You
up,
know
dude.
about the whole lead up to it?
No, I don't. I don't.
Well, I guess I'll try to explain it. So the amateur wrestler guy, before all this happened, they were outside doing a like getting ready for the show, and what's his name? What's his stage name? I can't remember. Do you remember, Corey?
I don't remember. I know he's like a vet or something like that.
Yeah. No,
Sicko
Psycho
Stu.
Stew. Yeah.
Psycho
So
Stu.
he thought that Raha was part of the talent. He was working there. He thought he was and so he was trying to put on a show, and he like did a fake hit on his head with a beer can, like smashed on his head, but didn't actually do anything. And of course, the Raha Jackson got all pissed off that. And then the Psycho Stu, they told him like, "Oh, dude, he's just a guest here. He's not actually working here." And he apologized to him, and that's where Raha Jackson like even shook his hand, accepted his apology. And so they came up with this thing with like, "Oh, let's make it so that you all have a bit of beef, and he can come in during your match and like throw you down and throw a fake punch or something." And they agreed to that. And then like there's video of him even after he agreed to it said like to somebody else, "No, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna keep punching him until somebody makes me stop."
Oh
And
fuck, dude, he
so
could have collapsed his lungs.
it was premeditated. Oh, he could have killed him. It was totally premeditated. He knew what he was doing. Like, I mean, like he goes unconscious right after the slam because he slams him bad and
Yeah.
gets like 30 something punches to his face while he's unconscious, and he wouldn't have stopped until they pulled him off. It made him stop. He would have killed the guy. And it's fucked up because he even like from the Psycho Stu's perspective, yeah, he made a mistake by you know playing with them outside the venue, but he apologized, and he was under the impression that like the apology was accepted, that it was a mistake and he fucked up, and then this psychopath fucking wanted to try to kill a guy.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know it. I know his dad spoke about it. Rampage. He asked him like he first. It didn't seem like his dad had seen it at first, and then so he's got a little clip of him saying, "Is he going to be banned from it?" And the guy's like, "Nah, it's going to be a lot worse than that." And then
Yeah,
he asked
dude.
to see the clip, and you can just see his demeanor changed because like this is pro wrestling, so it's kind of like just to start wailing on a guy.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, even in MMA, if somebody's unconscious, you don't just fucking keep punching them in the face.
Well, to
You
be
see, this.
fair, I know in UFC in the minor league, they tell you to keep hitting until the ref pulls you
Well,
off.
I mean, yeah, but when the ref, but like you saw, like when the ref tried to tell him to stop, and he just kept going.
Yeah,
He had no intention of stopping. This is beforehand where they were playing. He was playing around with them. He thought he was a part of he was another wrestler. And look, they shake hands, and he says, I didn't know you weren't. And I'm sorry," and all that.
Well, the guy's doing it because he knows, hey, I got to feed into these stories. I have to the cameras are always on us. So if I can create any storyline to them feed off of, I gotta do it.
Well, yeah,
Bro, and
they're
he still
essentially
went up there and
they're
started fucking laying into the guy.
Oh,
Dude, just
yeah, he
that
took it so
slam
personal.
that he laid him down with, that could have fucked him up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he took
Bad.
it so personal, and then he just spazzed out on him. And then the weird thing is I don't know why he wasn't stopped and arrested on the scene, or why
He
like he
left
was
before the
allowed to
cops
leave.
got there.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
they weren't going to try to like wrestle. They're like, we weren't going to try to like this one guy tries to stop him and tries to get him to come back, and he just keeps walking.
Yeah,
he knows he fucked up, dude. He knows he
Well,
fucked up, and he probably thought, well, if I get away and I go and call my dad real quick,
well, I
you
don't
know.
know. Even then, like, 'cause the conversation is recorded here too, where he talks about like they're like, dude, he's flatlined on the, he's they think he might be dead, and he's like, oh, my bad. Like, he doesn't show hardly any remorse at all for what he did. He thinks he's in the right here.
Damn,
Because,
son, that's
yeah.
wild.
He
That's
definitely
crazy, bro.
plays it off like he was somehow in the right because the guy disrespected him. And it's a little. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a little. It's delusional.
That's
This is a clip of when it's supposed that he first finds out.
At a pro wrestling event. I'm fucking streams. I'll be back there. I'm gonna go find out. I'm gonna go to the mic.
He left almost immediately trying to find out what exactly his son had just done. So the situation is still developing, and if the reports are true, this could go way beyond a kick ban. We are talking lawsuits, jail time, and maybe even worse. This was just not a wrestling skit gone wrong. This was low-key attempted murder. So yeah, like and subscribe if you want any updates to this story as it unfolds. And hey,
that's insane, bro. What the fuck?
This isn't a defense for him because I don't think this plays in it at all. I think the only, I guess, response that they have given in his defense is that I think 3 days earlier he was sparring with someone and they kicked him in the head and knocked him out. And so it seems like there may be some mental issues going on with this guy.
that's gonna be
Go ahead, Amagid.
this is gonna be a tough defense just because he's acting
No,
like
yeah.
perfectly coherent and everything all the way up till then.
Well, you also have to think. I mean, now I know getting hit in the head and getting knocked out is never good, but I don't think just one because he doesn't do professional MMA. So to say just getting knocked out once allows you to then go beat the shit out of some guy.
No,
I don't
right.
think that's a legal defense.
No, and it's like I'm really curious to see if they go for attempted murder, but at the very least, it's like first-degree assault.
Yeah.
Because all the elements are there.
Yeah.
And that's like 25 years.
I mean, and plus we're talking about like I mean, to be honest, you could probably get him for fleeing the scene as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can tack on a lot.
he did the crime. He left. If I'm that place, I probably would have done my best to keep him there because this is pure out assault. Like
Yeah,
I can't let this happen to my employees.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Well, they
100%.
the only thing I think they didn't want him going berserk, and like then they were either going to have to hurt him somehow to get him subdued or have more people hurt. That's the only thing I can think of. It was probably better to let him walk away for everybody's safety. I've been in situations like that where it's like, yeah, you can keep the person there, but either they're getting hurt or somebody else is getting hurt.
And,
Right.
and to be fair, it probably has something to do with his father's name.
Hmm.
His father's
Yeah.
name probably played in a lot of reasons why he was able to do some certain things that be able to leave and cool down or whatever he calls it. Or it's clear. I think it's like 15 punches at least, and we're talking on top of them full weight.
Yeah, bro.
I heard like 28 is what somebody counted.
I'm probably grossly underestimating how many punches, but it's a lot more than one.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
I guess I will say for everybody else there too, it's like they were probably more concerned about helping Psycho Stu than they were keeping him there. You know?
Yeah.
That was just like those types of situations. Shit happens so quick.
And you also have to think of the shock value in it, because this isn't something you see every day.
No, like from when I was a bouncer at a bar, I saw all kinds of crazy shit. It's like just different events in my life. You make split-second decisions, and You know, it's real easy to get tunnel vision too, and just lock in on one thing. And
Yeah, because bro, when people get drunk, they do some crazy shit.
oh yeah.
All right, you guys want to watch some Matt Morse?
Yeah, good.
Always. At GPT.
Yeah, do you think, Mr. Fisher? We'll see you when you get back, brother. Yeah, Matt Morse code.
Is finally doing it. President Trump has had enough of all of the lawlessness, mayhem, and chaos that's been taking place in all of our nation's beautiful cities, and so now he's going to do something about it. And by the way, I think you're going to like what we're talking about today, so make sure to stick around for today's entire video because we have some big stuff to talk about. Now, as you all know, President Trump has recently deployed the National Guard to the streets of Washington, D.C., and as a consequence, crime has pretty much disappeared altogether, and not one single homicide has taken place since the deployment. And worth taking note of real quick, prior to President Trump and the National Guard getting involved, over 4 people were gunned down in Washington, D.C. each and every week, which is over 200 people per year. So quite literally, President Trump and the National Guard are out here on the streets of DC saving lives. And so because of this massive success that we've seen in Washington, DC, now President Trump is turning his gaze to all of our nation's other crime-ridden, Democrat-governed cities. In fact, take a look at this.
1,700 National Guard troops are now set to mobilize across 19 states over the coming weeks. They are going to help Homeland Security execute a sweeping federal crime and immigration crackdown that is underway now. The order is effective August through mid-November, Fox News is learning. And a U.S. defense official tells Jackie Heinrich and Liz Frieden the National Guard being mobilized will effectively serve as a support pillar.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been praying for our great American cities to finally become safe again, I think your prayers are about to be answered. But as it would seem, to kick things off, President Trump has one city specifically in mind. Take a look.
As you all know, Chicago's a killing field right now. And they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need him. Freedom, freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense and I'm a smart person. And when I see what's happening to our cities, and then you send in troops, instead of being praised, they're saying you're trying to take over the republic. These people are sick. But I'm really saying, and I say this to all of you, in a certain way, we should wait to be asked because they have cities that are so under control, out of control. So we go in and fix it. They take the full credit for it, and they go out and say, I heard it this morning. They're saying how well they've done over the last 10-day period, that they set record lows. They don't say that we're there with very tough people, by the way.
I bet they have.
Yeah. And it's like one of those things where the libertarian part of me isn't a big fan of it, but it's also the pragmatic part of me. It's like, when is enough when it comes to places like that where they just really don't care how many people in their city die from violence like that?
No, they don't. But they care about COVID, let me tell you. You better fucking mask up. Yeah. 6 feet. I'm sure, dude, if they could have sent the army to enforce COVID lockdowns and shit, they would have.
Yeah.
And they would have been all for it. So I don't give a fuck what any of these people say anymore. I'll be honest.
And it sounds bad too, but it's just like, I don't know, the way the libs, the left, the way they come at it is they just don't care about the black people dying.
Yeah.
They don't care how many black people die in their cities. It's
no, live for life. COVID was real. It just wasn't as big of a deal as they made it out to be. Bottom line, it wasn't. Look at Florida. Florida opened up way before any other state, and they were much better off for doing it. Taking the opposite approach of having the government come in and shut shit down and, stripping your job from you if you don't get poked with a drug or if you don't get a fucking COVID test. And if you get COVID, you have to stay out of work for 2 weeks. Okay, well, now it's just a week. Now it's just 5 days. Now it's just 2 days. I didn't know COVID got so impatient to leave the body after you got it. Isn't that fucking interesting? It's fucking ridiculous, bro.
I guess the main thing to see here too is the sign of a good leader is when you get the job done and then you pull back. So like once he gets things under control, I'll be fine as long as he pulls the troops back.
Yeah.
But then hopefully, I mean, obviously what'll happen is the cities will probably go to shit again, but it'll highlight that, hey, it's possible to get this under control.
Yeah. Yeah, they failed COVID. COVID wanted to take us all out. They failed it. For sure. Yep, and they were lying, but
Yeah,
they were wrong. No, I never said any of that shit.
Yeah, it was fear mongering, but if the left
See,
has
Lip,
their way,
I know you like to lump everybody into one category the way I do, but I'm a lot different than these folks. All right.
They have to pass the toughness test. Otherwise, they're not working for us.
And so to be very clear, who are those tough people? Yeah, the U.S. National Guard. And like we said earlier, so far, they've been doing a pretty good job in Washington, D.C. But you know what? Take a look at what President Trump just had to say about Chicago's incompetent, radically progressive mayor, Brandon Johnson.
He should be requesting us to be there. And the governor of Illinois should be. Chicago's a disaster. And the governor of Illinois should say, President, would you?
But they won't do that because they don't want to look like they're asking Trump for help.
Oh, no. But then, to be fair, they wouldn't do it with the Democratic president either. That's why they just don't care.
Yeah.
They're in power. That's good enough for them. It doesn't affect their hold on the power, so they're not going to do anything about it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and never mind.
You do us the honor of cleaning up our city. We need help. They need help. They need help.
So you
We may wait. We may or may not. We may just go in and do it, which is probably what we should do. The problem is, it's not nice when you go in and do it and somebody else is standing there saying, as we give great results, say, we don't want the military. They need help badly. Chicago desperately needs help. Just look at the crime statistics.
Birmingham
and
needs
so you know what?
help,
Let's
dude.
do that. Why don't we go ahead and actually take a look at Chicago's crime statistics? Remember how we said that there are 4 homicides per week in Washington, D.C.? Well, in Chicago, they've got over 8 homicides per week. What that means is that over 400 people per year are losing their lives in Chicago, all because of the incompetence of Chicago's radically progressive leadership. And so really, given just how crime-ridden Chicago really is, if President Trump sends out the National Guard, it would quite frankly
Hey, what's
be the
going
best thing to
on,
happen
dude?
to
Thank you
Chicago
for coming by,
in decades.
Spiro. What a ledge,
But
man.
now, folks,
Vampire
as all
Frog,
of this has been
thanks for jumping
unfolding,
in.
the mayor of
Good to
Chicago
see you. Glad
actually
you made it in
decided to
today.
release a public statement that I think all of you guys are going to want to take a look at. But first, I do want to say real quick that if you folks enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. But okay.
Hey, by the way, any of the Spiro Raiders, if you guys want to drop a sub, it's greatly appreciated. Always is. Thank you all very much for coming in today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, check this out.
And so, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people in this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I work every single day to protect the people of this city.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Mayor Brandon Johnson wants all of the people of Chicago to rise up against President Trump's evil fascist tyranny. He also had the audacity to say that he's been working to protect everyone in the city. As if we don't all know for a fact that Chicago is one of the most crime-ridden, violent, unsafe cities in the entire nation. And once again, why is that? Well, it's because Chicago hasn't had a Republican mayor since 1931. And no, I'm not kidding. Folks, Chicago has been governed by Democrats for almost 100 consecutive years. How's that been going? Yeah, not so well. But so like we've been saying, it's not just Chicago that has all of these problems. Regrettably, it's actually dozens of cities all across.
Look, there's Birmingham right there.
Hey, shout out Alabama.
Yeah, man. 100%. Oh, dude. Yeah, we got 2 cities on this list.
I feel like if you're over Chicago and your city has the nickname of Chirac, a place that was more dangerous for civilians than American soldiers in Iraq, you don't get to talk about it no more.
100%.
Like, just sit
100%.
this one out. Get on the next issue. Get on the immigration. Do something else.
Yeah, I noticed Memphis is on there too. That's we have a lab down there. It's one of our bigger labs, and I've gotten asked to go travel there to help out, and I just refuse. I've heard so many stories out of that lab of people getting carjacked and shot at just down in Memphis, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to go. They offer good money to go travel and work in another lab, but I won't do it.
Well, see, the interesting thing is a lot of people make the cases, oh, Republican areas are just as bad as Democrat areas, but when you actually go and look at the leadership in these cities, you realize this is only a Democrat issue.
Yeah, so Live for Life says most of them in red states. Okay, let's count it. California, not a red state. Wisconsin, not a red state. Maryland, not a red state. Illinois, not a red state. Michigan, not a red state. So literally half of these are in blue states. What the fuck are you talking about?
Even then, that's a terrible argument, because if you look at like the voting demographics, you'll see these giant red states with these blue clusters in them, and those are all those cities.
Right.
All the most dangerous areas are under Democrat leadership. There's not probably a top 20 of the most dangerous areas in America with the highest murder rates that is a Republican ran place. And I've gone at least 15 of the most deadliest places and looked all at their leadership, and all of them are Democrats.
I mean, it's like, it's because only in the cities can you get enough retards together to vote for a Democrat. Like that's literally, you know what I mean? It's only in the cities.
What gets me too, look at like Baltimore. They don't even have a number. They can't even get a number for it. It's so out of control. And like same with
over triple the national average.
St. Louis, like highest murder rate, but we can't even count.
It's insane, dude. Jeez, bro.
Yep.
That's crazy. I knew Memphis was bad. I knew Detroit was bad. I didn't know St. Louis was like that. I thought that was more just like a gay city. You know what I mean?
I guess it was until people started dying and moving out.
Yeah.
I also think too, what about all the unreported crimes?
Yep.
Right.
That's another good one. Yeah.
It's just
across our entire nation. In fact, here's a list of the top 10 most violent cities in the country.
We're number 6.
And the sad part is,
7.
because of the unchecked and unpunished crime, all of these cities have effectively become third world hellholes. Baltimore, for instance, has a violent crime rate that's 3 times higher than the national average. It's absolutely insane. But so on that note, take a look at what the governor of Maryland recently had to say about Baltimore. Take a look.
What historically has been Baltimore's greatest challenge? Why has Baltimore had a crime problem over the past 3-4 decades?
Well, I think oftentimes Baltimore's had a neglect problem. And I think about Baltimore used to be a city of 920,000 people. Baltimore is now a city of just under 600,000. In fact, if you look at the past few decades, Baltimore's had one of the most precipitous drops in population that we have.
Imagine that.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, it's just like California, dude. I think over the last 2 years, California has, like, also counting people coming in, they have net lost like over 1 million people out of their population just from moving out. It's crazy, bro.
Have seen in our country, with the exception of Cleveland and Detroit.
Folks, did you catch that? Over the last couple of decades, over 300,000 people have fled the city of Baltimore because the crime has gotten just so out of control. Once again, this is what happens when the radically progressive Democrats get in control. Every single city that they can get their hands on ends up becoming a lawless, anti-American ghetto. And now, folks, here's something very important that needs to be said. I know that it's very easy to say, well, who cares? I don't live in a city. I don't live in Baltimore or Chicago. I live all the way out in the suburbs or even the countryside. Not my problem. Well, as we've seen time and time again, if we don't stop the cultural rot that is progressivism, then it just continues to spread out across the entire country, meaning that it's only a matter of time before it ends up on your doorstep.
Yep.
And so this is why it's such a big deal that
Get him the fuck out. What up, old Joe? Welcome in, dude. Always good to see you, my man.
I think we got a raid from Spiro.
Yeah, we did. You didn't,
okay. Did you call it out? My bad.
Yeah,
I
no, you're
was
good,
away a
man.
little second ago.
That's okay. It's okay. All the money's from the suburbs. Yeah, well, see, that's how Birmingham is, man. Like, Birmingham doesn't have a super high income anymore because all the rich people fucking moved out. That's what's going to happen to all these big cities.
Yep.
Well, and
Rich people are going to get tired of all the bullshit and they're going to move out. That's what happens.
Well, what'll happen first is a lot of these major corporations are not going to feel safe. And you're seeing a lot of that, like in Portland. You're seeing a lot of that in San Francisco, where you've got CEOs who are dying, who are getting mugged and murdered. And it's like, how as a city are you promising, hey, come here, it'll be beneficial for you if you can't even protect your own CEOs?
Guys, Live for Life thinks the libs won the culture war.
Well, yeah, that's because they force it on other people.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the libs won the culture war, then why did Trump win the popular vote?
I'd say they might have won a battle. They haven't won the war.
Yeah, they didn't win the war. And let me tell you, all those changes they've made over the past fucking 16 years are going down the toilet, bro. I promise you.
I don't know. I think, was it this Pride Month that didn't really last that long, and companies weren't really I guess pro advocate for it. They were more, or they kind of ignored it this time around.
Because they don't want to lose all their money.
Yeah.
They want to keep the stock value.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of logo changes this year.
No.
Yeah, and the stock market didn't plummet in June. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let's look at this. Pride Month it was only celebrated by gay people this month. It wasn't celebrated by anybody else. So let's see. We'll go NASDAQ. Let's look. 6 months. June. Big ups. Big ups for the month of June. Isn't that funny?
And now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's is that 3 or 4 months after the tariffs, when they said the tariffs should have crashed the economy?
Yeah.
You see a dip when they first go in, and they just start going back up.
It was only 2 months. 2 months, and here we go. We're back up again. So it was the highest it's ever been on Thursday.
So the Band-Aid wasn't even as bad as I thought it would be.
Nope. Sure wasn't.
Is that another Trump was right? That we get to put money in his jar?
Yeah. Same thing with the S&P. The S&P actually, that first little bump right there was massive.
Yeah, it rebounded real fast.
But to be fair, hear me out. For all we know, this could have been, places like BlackRock, places like State Street, manipulating the market to try and influence people to think, oh, this is what Trump's doing is going to hinder the market. And so we could see a collaborated effort like we seen, what was it, the shadow campaign that the New York Times ran on about how all these companies were actively working against Trump to try and give Biden the election.
Yeah,
And how do we know this isn't a similar phenomenon?
it's fair. I mean, it's steady going up.
Yeah.
That's a good line. That's a good line.
Yeah, it shows stability.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, are we still at the highest point the Nasdaq's ever been?
No, there was a little bit of a dip today.
Okay.
So the highest point it's ever been at the S&P was 6,468. Right now it's 6,439. So,
Pretty damn close.
Okay. So we're a little bad.
yeah,
It's just
I
some
mean,
Mondays,
not bad. I mean, it's just that's the ebb and flow of the market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's true too.
yeah, if you go year to date, it's still above what it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I mean, we're still
100%.
seeing all time highs.
Yeah, it's a good line, dude. It's a good line.
It just shows confidence. It shows a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it shows consumer confidence because people are actually confident that our economy is going to do something good. You know what I mean?
Well,
People actually have faith that the economy is going to go somewhere.
Well, and you see too, with just as long as he keeps securing those trade deals, it's going to keep going up.
That's all it is, man. That's about the skinny of it.
And to be fair, I don't know how anybody can talk down on the peace deals that we've been seeing.
They just don't talk about them at all.
Insane, yeah.
Well,
like
look,
They just ignore them entirely. That's what the media does. Whenever he does something that's actually good, they ignore it because they don't want to give him any points. Because they want to keep their folks like Live for Life in their Trump derangement syndrome that he does nothing but bad and anything he does is, fucking evil and it's for an evil purpose or whatever. They don't want to actually look at things logically and see, oh, wow, here's a leader who he might do some tough shit and things that people don't agree with, but for the most part, the results are in. Like, it's very simple. But,
so the neocons aren't very happy either.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that part. Now, I'm not liking Trump's friendliness toward him, but maybe it's calculated. Or at least Lindsey Graham.
Yeah. Well, that's something I've noticed with Trump. Like, he doesn't burn any bridges. Like, no matter how much, unless, hell, even if they are on the opposite side, we've seen people come over to his side.
That's true.
He doesn't burn the bridges. And
the biggest one was J.D. Vance.
Welcome in, Emmett. Good to see you, my man.
And
Live for Life. By the way, I know I've been kind of hard on you, and I apologize if I've been kind of a dick today. You are still my favorite troll, and I'm glad to have you around. I apologize if it was if I've been a little tough on you today. Yeah, it was great, man. It was fantastic. That celebration of life went exactly how my granddad would have wanted it to go, man. I mean, he always said that he just wanted people to come together and have a good time and crack jokes and shit. He didn't want everyone getting all sad and stuff. And that's what it was. I mean, like we hugged our hugs and cried our tears, and that was that. You know what I mean? It was fantastic, man. It really was. I'm very glad that it went the way it went. It was wonderful. Thanks, Live for Life. I appreciate it.
I will tie it together too with the stock market and all that, where you see the dip there, and that all ties to like uncertainty and chaos in the market.
Yeah,
and I do think that's one of Trump's MO. Trump's MO is that he likes to make money, and chaos and instability, even on the global scale, when it comes to war, is not good for markets. And so, the more peace and stability you have around the world, the more money you make. And I think that's one of his main angles.
To be fair, what sets him apart from your average millionaires is he's willing to take a risk if he sees the potential profit or the potential benefits that most people would be too scared to act on.
Yep.
Because I
Yeah.
don't think anybody, he's the first person I ever heard talk about all these unfair trades. Before him, everybody was fine with it. It wasn't a problem.
Well, I will say too, at one point we could afford to take a loss on a lot of that stuff to, exert influence and get people to buy into the U.S. economy. It was like almost like a bargaining chip that, yeah, we're taking a hit on these trade deals, but we're tying people to us. But then over time, it just, our spending has been so out of control.
Yeah,
We just can't sustain that model of, economic partnership.
Damn, son. I didn't realize how bad the .com bubble was back in the day.
Oh, it
Dude,
was apocalyptic.
That's
Dude, the
crazy, man.
Dude, they're saying the AI bubble is like 20 times worse. So
Yeah.
that's the one thing
I
I'm
could
worried about.
definitely see that. I could definitely see
Yeah.
that.
So much
Well,
money
this,
being pumped into it.
the scary thing is look at companies like AOL and Yahoo, who were the dominating factors, just
Right.
had their stocks pretty much worth, hundreds of dollars to then jump down to like single digits.
Yeah.
It would be like Amazon now or Tesla now jumping to where it's single digits.
Oh, it'd be
And
like
having to
Nvidia.
reverse split, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Nvidia is the one that'll take the biggest hit if the AI bubble
Oh
pops.
yeah. Well, and the problem with Nvidia is, since I guess they're at the peak right now, and it's like they keep climbing, but like production wise, I don't think their stock value that keeps climbing, I don't think it matches their production. So it'll keep going up, and then eventually what's going to happen is it's probably going to crash. It's high. It's worth more. I think it's the largest or the highest valued company in America right
Yeah,
now.
I think they're number one. If not, it's either them or Alphabet.
Alphabet. It could be Alphabet, but I know Nvidia's like they've been skyrocketing with their value, like the valuation of their company.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Ag, what's going on, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. What's going on, Robert Whaley? Good to see you. Good to see you.
And to be fair, yeah, the housing bubble was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Mr. Fista, it's not necessarily that the economy's better when the stock market's going up. It's just it's like the indicator of consumer confidence, right? Yep. So, like,
and I would say too, it's the smoothness of the line. If you don't see a lot of jumps up and down, that also
like we have over the past 4 years.
Like a lot of people, it's with company evaluations. If we're not producing a lot, but we see that these companies are being worth more and more, and we see inflation rising, that could be a little scary of a sign, because we're not matching what the valuation of these companies are with actual economic production.
Oh yeah, no, the P&E ratios are just out of control. It's unreal right now, and that's the problem. Is it's all gonna come home to roost eventually, and everybody's gonna take a beating for it.
It's a bubble that's been growing. Oh, this Ashton's ooey rage quit.
Yeah.
Who?
Ashton.
Who's that?
There.
Alwine.
Where?
The Apes panel.
Oh.
Yeah, you know Ashton.
Holy squid. Ashton, I heard you have something you needed to say.
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
What the?
Wait, did he just ooh and bounce?
He did. He did do that.
Clip it and ship it.
Clip it and ship it, boys.
That's fucking hilarious.
Me. I had no idea what was going on. Fucking K2 hit me with that. I was like, oh yeah, that's this one sound. Yeah.
You want to talk about insane panel?
God,
listening to Stillman and Meredith talk about Christianity and Jesus.
No, like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Abe saw the quotes I posted. I was reading a book the whole time on why certain people shouldn't practice theology, and like there's so many quotes in there that were relevant to that discussion about like people that don't even recognize their own ignorance should not be talking about that kind of stuff. It's and trying to talk to somebody that they learn a little bit about it, but all they have is contempt for what they've learned and think that they know better. It's you're not going to do anything there. It's
Oh shit. Okay. Grid One and Jess had it out on.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Channel.
That's been a little bit interesting of a phenomenon.
I heard a little bit about it. I didn't actually watch it. At this point, it's just drama farming. I think Dusty talked about it a little bit last
It
night.
might be. That's very true. It might be.
And it seemed like Dusty was trying his best to kind of squash the. He was being funny. He was being, I don't want to say inappropriately funny with it, but you could tell he was genuinely trying to squash it and move past it.
Yeah. Because it's over, man. You know, it should be over by now.
Yep.
It's been long enough. I like both of them. I really like Jess. I really like Grid. I wish like all this would just, it's like, okay, it's done. Hey, what's going on, JB? Good to see you, man. I really wish they would just like chill, you know. Okay.
I haven't. Beard Meats Food started popping up in my algorithm again lately. I subscribed to him, God, like when he had like no subscribers at all, and it blows my mind that now he's getting like 5 million views a video.
Wow.
Damn.
He's a cool dude.
Okay, hold on. Let's watch the real one. I want to watch the real one. One second.
Oh, you missed a really good theological debate, lower class.
What was that?
I think his name's Tim Woods. He's a Catholic scholar, and Jay Dwyer. They had themselves a very fascinating debate.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was probably one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to start watching Jay Dyer, man. I still haven't been able to like sit down and truly watch him. Not that I haven't been able to, I just haven't yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have mixed opinions on him because it's like it's hard for me to pin down how much of it's his online personality versus, you know, how he actually. I don't know how he actually is outside of being on screen.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't come across as somebody that's humble.
What's up, man? Good to see you, man. Welcome in, dude.
A lot of it seems performative.
I like your haircut, bro. Looks good, man.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if they have a kind of haircut.
I'm gonna be working on the side, so if I have my camera on, I'll be like looking at the side of my face. That's why I'm coming down.
Oh, you're good, man. Do your thing. I don't care. Come here, Charlie. Come here, Bubba.
Hey,
Come here.
There's Ashton.
Ashton, what's going on, man? We just saw your uwu rage quit. Oh, dude, your camera's spazzing in it.
Yeah, I was spazzing, huh? Dude, I like your haircut. It's kind of permanent, though.
Right, I know, yeah. I haven't done the Howie Mandel thing, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's staying that way for quite a while, I promise.
You kind of need it, though.
Yeah. I don't see. My thing is like so with my hair, I just have this like poof of hair, and then real thin right here, and then bald back here. So when I grow it out, it's like I'm a unicorn kind of.
You have the Freyer, the old Freyer kind of haircut.
Yeah, yeah, and all this on the side grows out. Like it doesn't grow down like most people's does. It grows out. So I look like a fucking clown. So I just dude, like I'm just gonna buzz it. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you say. Dude, yeah. How was your trip? How you doing?
It was good, man. Spent a bunch of time with family. Had my granddad's celebration of life. I know he died back July 1st, but we were just able to get everybody to, like, you know, come into St. Pete and spend some time together and stuff. And it was exactly how he would have wanted it to go, man. He didn't want there to be, like, you know, a bunch of people sad and a bunch of tears and everyone dressed in black and boo-hooing and stuff. Like we all just kind of got together and, like, cracked some jokes and told some funny stories. And it was fucking amazing, dude. It really was, bro. Like it was a great time. I'm very glad that everyone had the good time that we had. We played pool and threw darts and drank. I mean, there was like 60 to 70 people in this bar that came just to, like, you know, tell some stories and like reconnect with folks that he had met over his life. You know what I mean? Like he really touched a lot of people in his life, man. Like he was a great dude. So I had I'm grateful that it went the way it went, for real.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But yeah, man, what you up to? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been working.
Good.
Well, it's working. You know, I've been trying to get my stream going. I'm selling pixel art. I don't know if you saw.
Nice.
I've been, like, trying to get it on. If you see Big Soda Corey, that was pixel art. I made that for him.
I'll put it in Discord because it's kind of hard to see in the little picture.
I can actually make it so that. Oh, I have an idea. Give me a second.
I haven't been on Discord in days, dude.
Yeah. Well, you're usually not in Discord anyway.
I know, dude. I'm a lame duck when it comes to Discord. Now I got to respond to some folks.
Oh, I think Ice got him.
Got me?
No,
Emmett. He got
Oh,
Emmett.
yeah, Emmett. Dude, I saw the fucking funniest shit. And it was like a video of this Mexican dude, and he's like, "Oh, Ice, please. Oh, what up, Nuxus? Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by." He's like, "Oh, Ice, please don't go get my mom at the mother-in-law suite behind 1481 2nd Avenue South. There's a key under the mat. Please don't go and get her."
Oh yeah, I like that one. I know what you're talking about.
Whatever you do,
because she has a red truck out front. Please don't go. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's hilarious, dude.
well, I know y'all got this is kind of an older topic that y'all were talking about earlier, but I think they're allowing the National Guard to carry weapons to protect themselves now.
They weren't before?
I don't think so. I know there was pictures of them in Washington D.C. where they didn't have, I guess, guns and stuff. I know they had like tasers and other stuff like that, but I don't think they actually had rifles or anything to protect themselves.
Why? They're in the fucking military.
I think Trump was, I don't want to say being a pussy about it, but I think Trump at his heart is still trying to avoid the optics instead of, you know, actually enforcing what he promised us.
That's fucking balls, dude. That's crazy. Sorry, I haven't unpacked my suitcase yet. I literally came home, walked Charlie, and jumped on stream. So
Oh, shit. Well,
I just
what you
missed
got
you
to-
guys so much. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what I did forget. Damn nicotine.
No, that's important.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna grab a beer. I'll be right back.
CNN posted it 20 hours ago.
Posted what?
CNN posted it 20 hours ago that the National Guard can start carrying loaded weapons.
That's crazy. I didn't realize he didn't do that before.
You know, I think he was just playing at the optics of it because, like, with Trump, I think he's genuinely worried about being viewed in a negative light. It's kind of why when they were doing those riots, like, he wouldn't just immediately call in the National Guard. He was like pussyfooting around about it.
Right.
But I mean, this time, I mean, we voted him in for a reason. So, hey,
But he's been like that since forever about
Yeah, that is
trying not to look like the dictator that they pretend they are. So he doesn't like to show like a lot of force.
we want all the force.
There's two I'm against on panel. You see?
Yeah, I saw that. You beat me to it. I was actually trying to do the same thing.
I don't know. I don't know which one's the real one.
What the fuck, dude? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Scott. Like to have our military not to have our military not actually carrying weapons is actually fucking crazy.
Especially after we've seen all the violence with the ICE agents.
Right. Yeah. I'm with it. See, I just use the little nicotine pouches, like Zen and stuff like that. So, but the nicotine gum's good. I mean, it worked for me back in the day before the pouches. I just loved smoking cigarettes so damn much. Not anymore, though.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
For cheap nicotine gum.
I'm with that.
At least she's got principles.
So like you're asking like so like this, I create things like this.
Okay. Well, why is your name Oxycodone?
Because that's CAD.
Got it. Okay. I get it. Okay. Oxycat. Yeah. She's a pharmacist. Got it. Okay. That's good, dude. That's actually real good. We could make
the red and the blue peel.
You could make a video game, like a little pixel video game like that, out of like all of us in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I told him that.
Well, I'm working my way through it. I just need time and
yeah. I know that's not something you do in one day.
So I'm working on different stuff, but yeah, that's why I put on something different.
Yeah, man.
Let's change it to the bartender.
The what?
I made the bartender for him, so he put the bartender.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Lower class. I don't know if you remember. There's a duck game where like you spawn in on different elevations, and your whole goal is to take out the enemy side duck game. Or there's a worm game just like it, and your whole goal is to shoot and take out the other side. And I told him
Angry Bird?
No, not like Angry Bird. I forget the name of the worm game.
Worms.
Is it just Worms?
Yes, Worms.
And it's like the whole point is to try. You're these like little pixel animations of worms, and then you move on the map to get different guns, and then your whole goal is to shoot your guns across the map to try and hit the enemy side.
Wait, Nuxus. Pack of smokes is $38 in Australia.
Damn.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
It's some Trump tariffs.
I would just be going to fucking. I'll be honest. I would just do dope at that point.
Yeah,
probably cheaper.
Cheaper. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
That's insane. So you have to value those cigarettes. If you're smoking a pack a day, you're probably an Australian Millionaire.
Yep.
See, our poor people, they smoke a pack a day.
It's only $9 from the illegal Muslim shops, though. 60 a carton.
Not the illegal Muslim shops.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's my question is, why didn't Black Lives Matter go over there and riot over there, dude? When they took them as slaves, they fucking snipped him and clipped him, dude.
this is going to be a wild statement, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are there black people in Australia that are native to Australia, or like have been there for a couple hundred years, like multiple generations?
Like the
We was
Aboriginals.
kangaroos and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're talking about like the Aborigines, like
I guess are they fairly darker skinned? I don't know. I don't know that much about Australia.
yeah.
Okay. And I guess I've never really seen an instance of a black person in Australia. And I'm sorry if this sounds so offensive. I don't mean it to be.
Don't be sorry.
Okay.
All right, mate. Hand over the bike. You know what I mean?
I figure they don't mix well with like dangerous animal or like, well, I guess Africa. I take that back. That was a dumb statement. My bad. Africa seems pretty dangerous.
A little bit. Just
I mean,
I wouldn't want to go there.
if you get mauled by a lion and you're just, I don't know, chilling, I mean, that sucks.
You got spears flying at you.
That's true. Jesus. I guess that's better than, I mean, what do you have, spear shooting or like?
Spear chucking.
I guess, yeah. I guess it's better than what we got going on in America with all the schools. At least it's easier to stop that guy.
I like how the two Aussies in my chat are talking about like different places in Australia. I have no idea what they're talking about.
it'd just be like us talking about here. They probably got no idea for the most part.
Yeah.
And then Scott's like, Minnesota.
Yeah. And when are you gonna make your own character pixel art for yourself?
For myself? I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it went to truth.com. It went to truth.com, which ended up funding like vaping shit. And now everyone's smoking vapes and they don't know what the fuck is that's doing because propylene glycol is literally like a liquefied polyester. And you're vaporizing that shit. It's crazy, bro.
It's a huge market in China, which I can't guarantee what they're sending over has the same efficacy that we would have here. But I'm not saying that like we have a solid efficacy when it comes to like what we give to our citizens, but
they're probably
better than theirs.
You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about quality of product in China. They don't care. Do they even have a governing body that like regulates a quality standard or anything?
If they do, it's just it's performative at best. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, they were locking people inside their houses for COVID or CVID, so I couldn't imagine what they'd be doing.
Have you ever seen this stuff like food in China? Like people that they'll pull the grease out of the sewer drains and stuff to cook their food for restaurants. There's a guy, I can't remember who it is on YouTube. He goes and exposes all that kind of crazy shit that goes on over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your place has a bat market, I don't know if you should be part of the first world.
I mean, Mr. Fista, that's fair, bro. Like I'm not even gonna argue that. I'm saying we don't know what the fuck it's doing. You know what I'm saying? We have no idea the long-term effects. Serpensa, what's that?
It's like I smoke these. There's 2 ingredients: water and tobacco.
Yeah,
all it
but there's also they're FSC as well, so they have that fucking carpet adhesive on the inside of the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do the light blue American spirits.
I smoked the yellows and the blacks. Those are the only ones I smoked.
I just like
Yeah.
they're made in Tobaccoville. Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very trustworthy community.
Damn, you got me wanting to smoke a cigarette, man.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right, hold on. We got the real one, bro. Want to see what the real one has to say.
He did not die by suicide, given all the things we just talked about.
I do not believe he died by suicide, no.
And do you believe that, do you have any speculation or view of who killed him?
No, I don't.
And I ask that because if you don't believe that there's any truth to the allegations of blackmail or that he had kind of a list or that he had reasons to have people hate him, why would somebody kill him in prison?
Well, in prison, where I am, they will kill you, or they will pay, somebody can pay a prisoner to kill you for $25 worth of commissary. Is about the going rate for a hit with a lock today.
So that goes to the third reason, which is kind of the mismanagement or the shortfallings or shortcomings of the Bureau of Prisons.
Yes.
Which is a little bit different than my question is, which is, do you think there's somebody on the outside of prison? So putting aside what could happen on the inside, on the outside of prison, who wanted him dead so badly that he would have, or she would have, caused him to be killed on the inside?
I think I don't see that. I think, is it possible? Of course it's possible, but I don't know of any reason why, and I don't believe in the blackmail or in any of this. I don't think Epstein had a hit on like that. If it is indeed murder, I believe it was an internal situation.
Yeah, so you don't have any reason, first-hand knowledge, or even speculation, it sounds like, to think that that he was killed to kind of silence him or to keep him from going public about people he.
Now, I do want to be very clear about this. Okay, this lady was a worldwide child trafficker, and even though she said she doesn't have any recollection of Trump doing anything bad or anything on the island or even like going there or anything like that, which I do think that's true, it is still not anything that she said. Nothing she says is credible, right?
No.
Like, even if I think some of the things she says are true, I still want to say, like, nothing that this bitch says is credible. This is a worldwide child trafficker, okay? Like, she'll say whatever the fuck she can to get out of jail.
Yeah,
Just saying.
everything. Yeah, the only thing she's going to say is best interest at this point.
Yeah.
Also, that's JB was a corrections officer. That's crazy, but he's got some wild stories.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. It's almost the only thing they had. Yeah, 100%. It is the only thing you have. Well, I mean, you also get drugs and shit like that too, but there's people who don't fucking do drugs in prison. A lot of people don't, Right, Duke sis, exactly.
To herself and Epstein.
Yeah.
Right.
He knew about.
I don't. No, because I think that is just part of the story that's been created that started back in 2008-9.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. Like, I don't think there's value in talking. There's been a lot of information about what happened, in the MCC, but what is important to me is whether, if is the idea that he didn't die by suicide. That's one thing, but if to the extent that folks believe that he was murdered to keep him quiet or because he had information on rich and powerful people, do you have any reason to believe that that's true?
I do not have any reason to believe that, and I also think it's ludicrous, because I also happen to think if that is what they wanted, they would have had plenty of opportunity when he wasn't in jail. If they were worried about blackmail or anything from him, he would have been a very easy target.
Show the Clinton. Why didn't they show the fucking Clinton painting, man?
Or the George Bush one. That one's my favorite.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot of photos they didn't show because he was a well-known art connoisseur that had very weird taste.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he was in the embezzle,
Yep.
using art to funnel money.
Laundering, yeah.
And so, where's the charges for that? Like, are you saying we have zero evidence on any financial crimes? That would, I wouldn't say that would be wild, but I would assume there would be some evidence.
There's gotta be.
The money's all tied back to our own intelligence. That's why we'll never see it.
Right, exactly.
That's
a massive intelligence scandal. They know it's a massive intelligence scandal, and they know if they were to release this shit to the world, everyone would be fucking livid at America. That's what it is.
That's the only feasible way I could imagine Trump talking about this and then backtracking and then trying to get people to squash it, is the fact that, I guess, for strictly the intelligence of what we would find out because of this, it's just not worth it.
Right, and it's just exactly. Yeah. We only care about who receive the services. That's it. But they're not going to tell that. They still haven't released that. There's people that they're hiding.
Mm-hmm. And I know that the judge just denied the opening of the grand jury indictment. So that's quite interesting.
Oh, really?
That probably happened 2.5 weeks ago, I think. And I don't know if there's an appeal process or if this could be taken to the Supreme Court or if it's something that will just die at that judge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. She even denied that Clinton had anything to do with it. She said, nope, he never went there.
Don't believe it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she wants to live the rest of her life and get out of prison. That's what she wants.
I was just going to say, don't believe what your eyes are seeing.
Yeah.
But
this is a problem. They sent the deputy AG, the DAG.
The DAG.
As you know, a month ago to talk to Ghislaine for 2 days. And now they've released the audio and video because the Republicans subpoenaed it. So the DOJ just released it publicly. And you would believe that Epstein and her never did anything. They never saw anything. Nothing ever went on. Nothing ever happened at any level. And why Prince Andrew didn't do anything, and this person didn't do anything, and that person didn't do anything. And obviously she didn't want to get killed in prison. And now it's confirmed what Dershowitz has been calling for, Epstein's former lawyer, a pardon of Ghislaine Maxwell. So a pardon of Ghislaine Maxwell by Trump is morally wrong, to put it lightly, but also is political suicide.
Yeah, that would be fucking egregious, bro.
You know what's interesting, though? Do you know which name she did bring up in that interview? RFK Jr.
Really?
I'm reading from Politico, like that was one of the big name drops she had. Which is interesting. Because, I mean, it's like you telling me there's no evidence with Bill Clinton or the Clinton family connection, but we're just throwing RFK's name out there and all that stuff. It just seems weird to me. Like, are they targeting the more populist type people and trying to cover up intelligence and presidents?
Yeah. The only thing is RFK's pissed off a lot of powerful people the way Trump has, but he doesn't hold as much influence as Trump, so he's more vulnerable in that regard.
And it's kind of like if you're Trump, I mean, do you really care at the end of the day that RFK gets his name slandered from this kind of connection that she alleges?
This fucking child trafficker. Yeah.
And it's I don't know, the whole Clinton. If you're going to say one of the two names, if you don't see, you say Clinton has no connection, but then you say RFK has a connection. Well, we have more documented times that Clinton has a closer connection than RFK, and RFK may have a connection with them, being part of the political families.
Never Lucky Rubber Ducky. What's up, my dude? Welcome in, bro. Good to see you, man. Thanks for jumping in the chat, dude. Anyway, go ahead.
Part of me thinks, I was going to say, part of me thinks, yeah, the distrust in our institutions are at an all-time high. And if it were to come out that, this huge intelligence scandal could be the straw that broke the camel's back for the FBI, and I'd be happy to see the whole thing get disbanded. I guess the danger is, what could they do on the way out if they were to get disbanded? How much do
I would prefer to see. Wait, did Emmett change his name to I Stamey?
Yep.
Oh shit. I was like, when did Stamey get here, bro?
I Stamey bought that one.
That's cool, man. I like that, dude. What was I talking about? I'm sorry.
Well, we were talking about Ghislaine, I think.
You were about to say something.
I was talking about the FBI getting disbanded.
Oh yeah. I would want to see like the ATF get disbanded first. I would want to see there's like the NSA, there's CISA, there's government agencies that I would like to see disbanded quicker than the FBI. Just because like some of their jobs are literally just like infringements on our rights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The question is though, it's like what all that intel that they have gathered and all those people with that knowledge, do you just let them run free with it? Like that's the problem.
That's fair.
It's kind of like you start letting a bunch of people go, and what if each one of those people reveals something damning about the FBI, and then on their because they're upset they got let go, they're willing to bring the FBI down with them.
Not just that, but what if other countries start picking them up? That's the danger.
Oh, I didn't think about that one. That's another tough one. Is what happens when just because of what they know, countries start paying them to come speak in their country.
I have a solution for that.
Feel betrayed.
What's that?
Well, there's this place that has 4 walls and people are not let out very easily. It's called jail, and we just put them inside of it.
Yeah, 100%.
That'd be nice.
Dude, I'm with that. Yeah,
it'd be hard to make it happen.
Yeah, it would never happen, unfortunately.
But I mean, that way you don't have the problem of them going to another country and being, assets and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they already have enough connections, though. They could battle if they wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I didn't even think about that one.
Use the special forces to silence them. Yeah, no, 100%. I don't know. That's a tricky one, man. That's a tricky one.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest danger is if you were to disband them, then going to the highest bidder.
You'd have to tell them, like, okay, just so you know, every phone call, every step you take will be followed for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but then who's going to do that? You just disbanded the agency that does that stuff.
That's true. You're gonna have to build another agency to then be the FBI
Yeah,
watchers.
yeah, man. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Maybe we can
That's
treat it
why
like jury duty, and like we pull names out of a certain region, and it's their job to spy on this FBI agent for the next like 6 months,
Yeah.
and then we give them a government stipend for it.
and that's. I mean, I really honestly think that's like run into is like you can only push these people so far until you these hands.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like now. It may be my political ignorance of saying it's a good idea to disband the FBI, but it's like at what point does an agency start doing things that actually harm the citizens? Is it worth putting up with, or is it worth keep voting to give them power?
Yeah, no,
None of
I
it's
agree.
worth
I think,
putting in,
yeah, I think the best
What-
course of action to funnel those people into different other organizations, like at the state level and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
still
like
keep
I've heard that a lot of the field agents do better work, but it's like a lot of the administrative level is what's causing a lot of the issues we see today.
Oh, it's like in every part of our society, the administrative bloat. Look at
Yeah.
education.
That's true as well.
We become a very top-heavy society when it comes to that.
And then you start digging into it, and you realize there's some actors that are using it as a funneling scheme to push money into NGOs and then push it back into their own pockets.
Yep.
Do you think, Nuxus?
Yeah.
Boys, I might take like a 10-minute break just to go get some nicotine. But y'all are welcome to bullshit while I'm gone. I can even play the video for a little bit while I'm gone if you want me to do that. I got to get some nicotine.
Now, I'd say play it on low volume. I'm gonna go make some coffee.
Times is dire. All right. Let me know how's the volume here.
For the Republicans, it doesn't matter how much good Trump does on other fronts.
How's the
Doesn't
volume?
matter how much human trafficking or how many kids he saves. Doesn't matter how many fentanyl lives he saves. Doesn't matter how many wars he stops. People understand that Epstein, Mossad, the CIA, this is the deep state. And people are not going to co-sign that. And they're not going to forget about it. And the Democrats aren't going to stop either. Even though it implicates them, they don't care. They'll blow themselves up to even falsely implicate Trump. So the fact that they went and did this whitewash interview and then now it's released is enraging the victims. And all these living victims that are confirmed victims of Epstein are all on record saying most of them never even saw Trump because they weren't in Florida. But Giuffre did work there when she was 14, 15. And Trump got pissed when Epstein hired her away and dropped a dime on him, according to Epstein, decades ago. And Trump was already pissed about other people he was hiring away. So then you see headlines on Drudge, Trump implicated in new Giuffre book. And then you read the article, no, she's on record, no, he was nothing but a gentleman. She just saw him walking around the club. Never saw him do anything inappropriate. Wasn't there when Epstein's lawyers were, quote, getting the massages in New York and stuff. So, again, then why does Trump behave like this? And all the other women never saw him at the island, never saw him at the parties, never saw him with the underage girls. A, Trump hid into underage girls. B, you think Donald Trump lets himself get compromised? Again, he goes to St. Petersburg on his first visit and goes into a hotel room an hour after he gets off the airplane to be pissed on? I mean, of course, that was all fake, but I'm just saying it doesn't even fit the MO. But it doesn't matter because now you see the Justice Department doing a 180 and saying, forget about this, go away. So we have to say, okay, that implicates you, not previously involved, but by extension, signing on to the cover-up. That's called being an accessory after the fact.
Yeah, it works with every caliber.
So she's in the grand juries, she's in the trials, she got run over by a car. People thought that was fake. She said, I'll never commit suicide.
No mag, no trigger, just precision. The best part, you can use it over and over.
And now she's
Every
dead.
time you change optics, every time
And
you
now the book's coming out after she's dead. I wonder what edits were made, if any. But now they admit advanced copies of the book. Trump, nothing but a gentleman. The time she saw him.
But right now,
So, but Drudge runs the headline. It's probably still up there. I saw it this morning. I've got the printouts here. Oh, Trump in trouble? You read it? No. But it's that implication. Yeah. Dawn danger in new memoir, and you click it. No, totally exonerated. DOJ blasted over Maxwell confession tapes. Jeffrey Epstein victims blast U.S. Justice Chiefs over Ghislaine Maxwell tapes. And yeah, she's convicted of stuff. And then she says in this interview, none of that's even true. How do you believe this Israeli Mossad agent, her dad, the famous on-record manager of these underage honeypots, buried Mount of Olives with top honors, his body met by the Israeli prime minister when he died? She says in the tapes, "Oh yeah, we're Israel first. We're Zionists." So, and then you've got the head of Israeli cybersecurity last week in a big sting, reportedly, he was arrested for it, trying to lure a really disabled little kid to him. And then everybody else gets thrown in jail. He gets released, is allowed to leave by an Israeli U.S. attorney in Vegas. And then Netanyahu says it's anti-Semitic and it's not even a true story. When it's on record, it's true. My God. I mean, we know Israel is like where the pedophiles run to hide. I mean, that's just a fact. This is so sick. But it's a culture and an attitude that
there's one simple vision hack anyone can use to improve vision.
If none of us are human, but people in Israel, well, then our kids are less than human. And I'm not saying everybody in Israel has that attitude. They don't. But that is a vein of this. You know, we saw the original story. Oh, A.G. Bondi, furious, he was allowed to escape. Okay, well, then indict the dual citizen that's a U.S. attorney. Like, how did that happen? Like, how do we have members of Congress in Israeli uniforms on the floor?
Oh, shit,
I don't
my
want to see
bad.
in a Mexican uniform, or a British uniform, or a Russian uniform, or a Chinese uniform, or a
I didn't
Japanese
realize
uniform.
I forgot to mute myself.
I mean, this is crazy how we've been trained and gaslit and Stockholm syndrome that as long as it's got Israel attached to it, you do it. You accept it. You bow down to it. Israeli government official charged with soliciting 15-year-old girl in Las Vegas. And then Netanyahu's office says it's not true. The story's fake. It's on record. He was arrested, put in jail. And then all the other people they arrested weren't released. He was, with his passport, to flee to Israel. And then we get, by way of deception, you will conquer. Mossad slogan doesn't exist. And then they have the Israeli government, Office of Cybersecurity, he heads up, have X, which X says it was improper. They admit they got the request and did it, but now they say it was wrong. You know, everybody else took it down too, just X is telling you that the Israeli head of cybersecurity, his office said take that down and was taking down the post when it first broke. Well, how'd that Streisand effect work out for you? So the leadership of Israel is possessed and is trying to destroy Israel. I mean that seriously, folks. This is satanic. Who the gods would destroy, they first make mad. I've written a poet who said that, but you can look at the quote. whom the gods would destroy, they first make man. Everything Israel's doing and everything Trump's now doing on this Epstein thing is the exact thing I do to make it as bad as possible, create the biggest Streisand effect, and discredit myself. And there's no evidence of Trump involved anywhere with all the witnesses and all the victims, but he goes to bat for this. It's mind-blowing. And like, I'm not giving him advice to cover it up. I said this months and months ago, they did the Deer in the Headlights interview, Bongino and Patel. I said, look, I don't agree with you covering it up. I've talked to high-level sources saying it's Mossad, CIA. They've asked Trump to just move on from it. It'll bring down the whole government. I don't agree with that, but I can at least see the sick logic to it. Then if you're going to do that, shut up, shut up, shut up. No, we've got to go to Ghislaine and have her say Trump was never involved because they've created these fake files that Comey had that somehow implicate him, so that'll discredit it because the star witness says they're innocent. She'll change her story again. So this is the crisis managers under Trump coming up with all this and selling him on it to set him up, just like the CIA with the plumbers set up Nixon with Watergate that he wasn't even aware of. He just said, get me dirt on them, and they used that to go do illegal stuff and then leaked it themselves to Bob Woodward of Naval Intelligence. So this is real bad. And when I first came out, when Trump first tried this, I said, no, this isn't Bondi. This is Trump ordering this cover-up. Oh, you're a traitor. It's Bondi. Days later, no, Trump. Shut up. Don't ask questions. It's not that I'm defending Bondi. It was clear Trump had ordered it, and of course I was right. I'm just stating the truth. I don't like go, well, what? Well, the truth doesn't really sound good, so let me just make something up. I don't do that. And I don't always have the answers either. I'm like, we got this piece, that piece. What's this look like? Let's war game it. Let's have some guests on. Let's take some calls. Let's figure this out. But you talk about a whodunit. You talk about a mystery. You talk about a head scratcher. No, Trump made a deal for the deep state to roll over to him, not really blackmailing him with it, but they're like, hey, let's cover this up. It'll bring everything down. Plus the trail's cold, such and such. Plus they spiked the file with stuff about you. Is it true? All right, fine, let's stop World War III and move on. Then they all turn around and stab him in the back. What do you think they're going to do, Trump? And they go to Ghislaine to get her to say none of this is true. And then she's already convicted of a bunch of it, and it just makes it a bigger firestorm. Instead of saying, you're a convicted child trafficker, we don't listen to anything you say, screw you. Instead, no, let's be nice to Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, I know Trump's proclivities because I know people that know him forever. Not into kids. Did Trump ever bang Ghislaine Maxwell? I'm speculating here, but that little constellation's kind of... That's a real possibility. Because, she back then was not a bad-looking woman. It's kind of his type, big breasts, hips, the whole 9 yards. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's something there. And I have integrity, so I won't sit here and play games. But I still told the White House, everybody else, I said, look, if you're going to cover this up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. But you dig it deeper, 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 dig it deeper. And I need to stop the globalists. I want Trump to succeed with all the great things he's doing. And I'm sitting here watching somebody basically, it's like I took a meat cleaver out and just started hacking my fingers off. And he'd be like, hey, Alex, stop. No, I'm not. Now I'm up to the hand, up to the arm. Now I'm like stabbing myself in the throat. I don't know. And that's pure speculation. It'll be CNN. Jones says Trump had sex with Ghislaine. I did not say that. Maybe one of his sons did. Pure speculation. I don't know. He's protecting somebody. And maybe it's just Mossad. Because they're so integrated into the government. I mean, we know that much. But I'm saying, wow. All right, let's start going to these clips. Then I'm going to get into the Ed Martin stuff, latest on Flynn and more. This is huge. Here's Ghislaine Maxwell defends Prince Andrew. She literally says he has a nice tie. He's English. Yes, no Englishman ever, had sex with an underage girl. I mean, the British royalty, it's like flies on what? White on rice, wet on water, green on grass, hot on fire, blue on blue. I mean, listen to this level of crap. Here it is.
No. So you think it's kind of logistically and physically not something that could have...
Well, there's that. And there's just... Andrew would... He's so... English. He's so... He's had a tie on.
You can tell she's picking her words carefully there.
Do you think there's any way it could have happened or no?
Absolutely, no way, no how. Absolutely not. Wait, I haven't finished. So, on her...
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go. Finish, please. Go ahead.
Sorry, can I finish? When all this nonsense took place, where this whole story with the picture and the this and the that and this bullshit.
That's Ghislaine Maxwell.
This whole thing was manufactured, and I can point you to some potentially corroborated evidence of this.
Sounds like LC
Meanwhile,
back.
the admitted royal fixer and best buddy of Prince Andrew says he did have sex with a bunch of underage girls on undercover tape. And then he said later, well, I was showing off to a girl. When I said, that's how you show off to a girl? Yeah, Prince Andrew, he did screw a bunch of, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, but yeah, we covered it up. That's how you show off to a girl. Yeah, I cover up for, pedophiles. Unbelievable. I got more when we come back. Ghislaine Maxwell testimony on Ehud Barak, the former Israeli prime minister. Maxwell does not believe Epstein killed himself. Wow, we actually got something truthful out of her mouth. And
sorry about that, boys.
I don't know what to believe about any of
No,
it.
you're good.
All the time cut out of the Federal Detention Center video. Who knows? Epstein might actually be alive. I mean, I don't believe any of it anymore. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it because we got so much other stuff to do. And that's why I don't know why Trump keeps reigniting it. It is the ultimate destroy yourself for no reason maneuver. Every guest we've interviewed in studio, I've given our ultramethylene blue to, and they've all been blown away. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't hype. All our supplements are great and have amazing health effects, but this one hits 99% of people within 30 minutes, and the long-term effects are even more amazing. So secure your ultramethylene blue now, the most powerful you can get on the market at thealexshowstore.com, and fund the tip of the spear in the fight for liberty.
Guys, has anybody actually drank this stuff?
Believe it or not.
I don't
You
trust
don't
it.
take action and get it.
So,
You will never
Caroline, my friend,
Yeah.
Over 99%
she
have had
fucking swears by
incredible
this
effects.
stuff.
You owe it to yourself right now.
What's
I mean,
that?
she says that she drinks it. She says it does a lot of good. All that. I want to try it firsthand before I actually buy some shit. You know what I mean?
It's a little expensive, ain't it?
Huh?
I said it's a little on the pricey side, ain't it?
It is, yeah. It's like
Okay.
$80-$90 for a vial, and it lasts you a month.
I'll stick to my coffee and water.
$100 prescription to something, subscription to something that's a hefty cost, man.
And
especially for a fucking broke ass scrub like me, dude.
And it's almost like, well, is it actually doing something good, or is I'm kind of tricking my mind into thinking it's good?
Like a placebo.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, well, maybe one day I show better symptoms when it comes to what this helps with. I'm like, okay, it seems to be working, and then eventually trick myself into believing that it's working.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
why,
oh, go ahead.
I was saying that's why you don't believe anecdotal evidence. That's why you do like double-blind studies to figure out if the placebo is what's causing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, you guys know Alpha Brain? So Alpha Brain, I was taking that back around like COVID 2020, 2021, and it works. But the thing is, like, if you take it for a month straight and then you just stop taking it, I feel like I was fucking retarded.
You got withdrawals.
Yeah. So like that's
just like a mild methamphetamine, probably is essentially what it is.
that's the thing that sketches me out about it is because, like, you know, if it's something that really works and it's something that I can utilize, you know, I'd be down to try it. But
yeah, from my point of view, is
like methamphetamine, but
yeah, all the generations before us did just fine without all that shit.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
I've done a lot better with my health when I stopped putting all this shit in my body. Especially like, should I cut out a bunch of sugar? Lost a bunch of weight.
No, Mr. Fista. No.
You have to take either the blue or the red pill. Okay.
I bought supplements from GNC and from a bunch of other health places, and I tried stuff from Alex Jones, and this stuff seemed to be working, in my opinion. I mean, hey, man, like walked uphill in the snow both ways for school. Yeah. You know, there was a funny little thing I used to tell people. So I got this job in 5 Points when I was in sober living. And one of the sober livings I was at was right on the other side of Red Mountain. So I used to always tell people, because I'd walk to work, I walk to work uphill both ways. What are you talking about? You know? And I actually wasn't lying, because I was having to walk over a mountain, you know? It was fucking hilarious, I thought. Anyway, that's all. To be fair, they didn't have a bunch of environmental bullshit to deal with, though. Fair, yeah.
That's a
Xenoestrogens, additives in food, petrochemicals in food, a heap of shit that drives up inflammation and causes cancer and reduces bodily function. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I try to get away from all that shit and grow your own food.
Yeah. We don't live in that kind of a society anymore, bro. We started cities and fucking each other without, you know, food being grown, and we had to localize food distribution into cities, which was a good thing. It drove the economy and it led innovation, but now we're just kind of like every day we're getting closer to this technocratic like tyranny that we're seeing take place as time goes on. And you know, I might be starting to sound like Alex Jones right now. It's what's fucking happening. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's why small communities are important, because like I get a lot of my food from people at work. You know, we'll trade food that we grow or go to a farmer's market like outside of town and get shit.
Yeah.
Just try to avoid as much as I can buying from the grocery store.
Yeah. See, like we have just a bunch of liberal bootlickers now that when someone who says gay people good also says stay in your home, keep your mask on, and shut the fuck up, they listen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But like if Trump were to say stay in your house, keep your mask on, and shut the fuck up, they'd freak out. I'd freak out for both, right? Like that's why that's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a consistency.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah, I would freak out to that too.
Yeah, my favorite new meme is the "It's different" with the D in parentheses.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, that's a really good argument that they love to make, but don't realize they're actually making it.
Right. Yeah. That's why, like, it's It's the people who want to talk about human rights and shit, but then they don't give a fuck when the government can have like total access to your medical records, and you can't get a job if you don't get a medical procedure done. Go fuck yourself.
Or like we were
okay?
talking about earlier with the Black Lives Matter, except when it's a bunch of black people in Chicago dying on a daily basis.
Right. Or in Bessemer.
Yeah.
Or in
anywhere.
Detroit. Or in LA.
Right.
Or in Alabama.
That's what I'm saying,
Well,
Bessemer, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Birmingham.
my bad.
The only moment they care about is when they can use it politically. That's the only
It's
moment
when it's on
they
a body
care about
cam, that's it.
Yep.
That's
No,
all
because-
that's all they give a fuck about.
Okay. But I mean,
because it's useful to them politically is what Emmett's
right.
Yeah.
Oh, my racist cups. That's it. That's what it all comes down to.
There is no truth but power.
Right. Based.
And it
That's a
gives them
good
a way
quote.
to drive
Who
away.
said that?
You have to look it up. I either read it somewhere or seen it on the internet, and I can't directly quote it.
Watch it be like a Star Trek quote.
I was gonna say, yeah, the
That'd be
quote from
fantastic.
a gay movie.
I think it's part of the. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's part of the rules for.
Yep, it's from Brokeback Mountain. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Rules for Radicals. Is that what you're gonna...
it's not a direct
Rules for
quote
Radicals,
from
I
any
think.
single famous philosopher, but it reflects the ideas of like Friedrich Nietzsche and Michael Foucault.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nietzsche, will to power, same thing.
Sounds right. Guys, I gotta run. Thank you for having me on.
All right.
Hey, thank you, Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett.
Good to see you again, man. Thanks for jumping in with us today.
Bye, buddy.
Thank you for allowing me to grift a little bit too. Have a good one.
Oh, you're good, bro. I appreciate you, man. God bless.
If you've ever tried to read Nietzsche, that is like, God, I would keep a notebook with me of all the words that I didn't know what the hell they meant, because he was a philologist, and that's like he just studied words, and he used so many different big ass words, and I had no idea. I had like an entire notebook filled of just words and definitions.
Now, I don't know if this is kind of given to Nietzsche or Carl Jung, but it's like there's a famous quote that he says, "I say more in a sentence than you do in a paragraph or in a story." And a lot of those people, it's like just some of the concepts that they were thinking about were beyond my grasp.
Yeah.
Nietzsche went crazy, didn't he?
I'll be honest, I wouldn't doubt they all went crazy. 'Cause
He
I
was
know-
already, he was a little bit crazy to begin with.
I think
Yeah,
Dostoevsky
yeah.
went crazy as well.
Who?
Dostoevsky.
Oh, Dostoevsky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting in on this one right now.
Dude, I'm surprised
Brothers
Solzhenitsyn
Karamazov.
didn't go crazy, bro. That man saw some shit.
Now he's the one that wrote about the
The
Russian.
Gulag Archipelago.
Yep.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Was it?
Well, isn't he the one, or he may not be, but the one credited for saying God is dead and you killed him or something like that?
No, that was Nietzsche.
Okay,
That
okay,
was
okay.
Nietzsche.
That was,
Yeah.
and it's actually, it's like, I mean, it's pretty pertinent to our current society is
right.
Once you kill God, you have to come up with your own morals. He was, and the big misunderstanding is that he was lamenting that God was dead. He wasn't celebrating it.
Well, a lot of people cut that quote in half, and they'll just use the beginning part of it.
I can't remember what movie it was. There was a great T-shirt. God, what movie was that? Where the kid has the Nietzsche quote, "God is dead," and on the back of the T-shirt it says, "Nietzsche is dead," quoted by God.
That's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Dostoevsky. Oh yeah. He was crazy because he was in the gulags. Yeah, I mean, same with Solzhenitsyn. I was just surprised that he didn't go crazy himself. I mean, he probably did, you know.
Oh,
But,
I mean, he definitely had trauma. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Just the fact that, like,
dang, dude. Yeah.
What gets me
Notice
too.
God is dead, and we have killed him, and we will never find enough water to wash our hands clean.
Well, and like I said, the problem with it, what we see in our modern society, is once you lose that objective moral foundation, everybody's got to come up with their own morals, and they're never going to compare to what God gave us.
Right.
And when any hard time comes along you could find yourself radically changing that moral structure.
That's why it's so beautiful seeing people going back to Jesus in the way that they are, man.
But it's also why Russia or Soviet Union was so smart, because the first thing they had to take down was, I guess Christianity and religious belief, because it's what separated them from.
Yeah, dude, they ran the Russian Orthodox out of Russia.
Well, that's what kind of, I don't want to bring up like Ukraine and stuff, but I'm not a big fan of Ukraine because that's the exact same thing they're doing there too.
I was talking with Emmett about that the other day, and it's like, as a principled society like we are and we pretend to be, how could we be okay with Russia doing that to the Orthodox Church? And if I'm not mistaken, they've arrested members for trying to host events and stuff like that, and they targeted them as a political enemy and stuff like that. That shit's wild.
Yeah,
It's like, as a Christian, how do you accept that?
Yeah, and the thing about Orthodoxy is they're like specifically apolitical. That was like that was their big beef with Rome, is that Rome got political, and they were like, no, we're not involved in all the politics and shit.
Yeah.
It's a good reason why they're separated from the Catholic churches, because like the Catholics have become more involved in like political issues and political statements, while the Orthodox just kind of took a step back and allowed politics to play its own hand.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's ever since the Holy Roman Empire, when the Pope started endorsing kings and stuff to give them power.
Yeah, Scott, Al Capone, he died of syphilis, and he went crazy too. He was fishing in a swimming pool.
Damn.
True story.
Yeah.
Zarathustra is the original shit that gave rise to Abrahamic religion. I blame Zoroastrianism for almost everything. I don't even know what that means. What's Zoroastrianism? Is that like old star reading kind of stuff? Because if that's the case, yes, I agree. Fucking all that like astrology bullshit's crazy. Lenin forced Stalin to go easier on the church after a while because the entire country was falling apart. Well, no. Stalin took over after Lenin. Did you get that backwards, Mr. Vista? Lenin got all strokey and he was basically useless. I read up on the Russian Revolution a lot. Was there even capitalism back then? I don't even know what. Come on, man.
What, the times of Abraham?
Yeah.
There was mercantilism.
There were Republicans back then,
there was precursors to capitalism.
Fucking crazy. All right. You guys ready to get into the word?
I'm ready.
Where were we at, bro?
I don't know. Did y'all finish Deuteronomy?
No.
Then we're at the end of Deuteronomy.
I think we were at Deuteronomy
30?
30. Yeah, I think we stopped at either 29 or 30.
What's the website you use again?
Yeah.
Bible.com. Restoration promised.
Yep, 30 is where.
30? Yeah. The last one we read was the covenant in Moab. Yeah. All right.
Which it is like, I am in a dilemma here too, because, I don't know. So I've been reading a lot about why it's like you shouldn't theologize on your own, but it's also, there's nothing wrong, I don't think, with reading the word. It's just, don't try to go telling other people what it means.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't, bro. That's the whole thing. That's why I got so pissed off at Steelman, bro, because he said I sit here preaching on my channel and doing all this shit all the time. And it was like, fuck you, dude. No, I don't. I don't preach on here. I specifically say almost every God and country, as I'm about to say again, I'm not a biblical scholar. I don't know shit about the Bible like that. That's why I'm reading it, so I can learn. That's why I like having people up who have actually read this shit and know what it says, because I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then it's like, yeah, I would take with a grain of salt anybody that would tell you what it says. It's like the Bible is written to be understood by anybody that reads it, but to like dig deeper into the meaning, that's when you really need like a spiritual father to guide you.
Yeah.
It's also, I think this is an Orthodox belief, but I think it's more so with like I guess their church fathers, is that, I mean, we're more likely to kind of be closer to the truth because when we're reading it, it's like we believe in this and we take this as truth versus someone who's just nitpicking verses to try and fit an argument.
Well, yeah, and I think that the church fathers, one of their big arguments too is if you're not actually living the life that is prescribed in the Bible, then you don't have any right to speak about it, you know?
Yeah. And because I mean that's kind of what Steelman been using. He's kind of been picking verses here and there to kind of
He doesn't actually. He has nothing but contempt for what's written there. So why should you even listen to what he has to say?
Hold on. Okay, so Live for Life, I have a question for you. On a political compass, when you go up, that means you're more authoritarian. When you go down, that means you're more libertarian. So what's the thing that differentiates between the left and the right wing on the political compass? Thank you. So, anyway, let's get back to it. All right. So, restoration promised. So it shall be when all of these things have come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you call them to mind in all nations where the Lord your God has banished you, and you return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and soul, according to all that I command you today, you and your sons. And then the Lord your God will restore you from captivity and have compassion on you, and will gather you again from all the peoples where the Lord your God has scattered you. If your outcasts are at the ends of the earth, from there the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will bring you back. The Lord your God will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it, and he will prosper you and multiply you more than your fathers. Moreover, the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, so that you may live. The Lord your God will inflict all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecuted you. And you shall again obey the Lord and observe at his commandments, all his commandments, which I command you today. Then the Lord your God will prosper you abundantly in all the work of your hand, in the offspring of your body, and in the offspring of your cattle, and in the produce of your ground, for the Lord will again rejoice over you for good, just as he rejoiced over your fathers. If you obey the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law, if you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and soul. For this commandment which I command you today is not too difficult for you, nor is it out of reach. It's not in heaven, that you should say, who will go up to heaven for us to get it for us and make us hear it, that we may observe it? Nor is it beyond the sea, that you should say, who will cross the sea for us to get it for us and make us hear it, that we may observe it? But the word is very near you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may observe it. Choose life. See, I have set before you today life and prosperity, and death and adversity, in that I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that you may live and multiply, and that the Lord your God may bless you in the land when you are entering to possess it. But if your heart turns away and you will not obey, but are drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall surely perish. You will not prolong your days in the land where you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess it. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I've set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. So choose life in order that you may live, you and your descendants, by loving the Lord your God, by obeying his voice, and by holding fast to him. For this is your life and the length of your days, that you may live in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them.
Yeah, I think we did read that one last time, but it's a good one.
Did we? Okay, cool. Here, give me just a sec. I'm going to fill up my Brita filter. What's up, bro?
So I can go ahead and read the next one.
All right, cool.
I can wait for you, though.
Cool.
I like that one because it's like it just goes, God's forgiveness is infinite. Pretty much. It's like, yeah, you can come back to me anytime, and I'll give you all my blessings.
Well, especially like up until this point, I mean, the mercy of God is just unimaginable.
Yeah, I've noticed it in my life. I went away from God for a long time, and then I was welcomed back with open arms.
Yep. Well, see, that's kind of the thing with me. It's like I wasn't really, I guess, I would say I believed, but like I could tell I just wasn't quite there, and like our relationship was kind of falling further away from each other. But I could always hear or I could always feel him still trying, and then would ultimately led me back, And it says Moses' last counsel. So Moses went and spoke these words to all Israel. He said to them, I am 120 years old today. I am no longer able to come and go. The Lord has said to me, you shall not cross this Jordan. It is the Lord your God who will cross ahead of you. He will destroy these nations before you, and you shall dispossess them. Joshua is the only one. Joshua is the only one who will cross ahead of you, just as the Lord has spoken. The Lord will do to them just as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorite, and to their land when he destroyed them. The Lord will deliver them up before you, and you shall do to them according to all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or tremble at them, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Then Moses called to Joshua and said to him, in the sight of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you shall go with this people into the land which the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall give it to them as an inheritance. The Lord is the one who goes ahead of you. He will be with you, and he will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. So Moses wrote this law and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of every 7 years, at the time of the year of remissions of debt, at the feast of Booths, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God, at the place which he will choose, you shall read the law in front of all Israel in their hearing. Assemble the people, the men, the women, and the children, and the aliens who is in your town, so that they may hear and learn and fear the Lord your God, and be careful to observe all the words of this law. Their children who have not known will hear them and learn to fear the Lord your God as long as you live on the land which you are about to cross the Jordan to possess. Israel will fall away. Then the Lord said to Moses, Behold, the time for you to die is near. Call Joshua and present yourself at the tent of meetings, that I may commission him. So Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves at the tent of meeting. The Lord appeared in the tent in a pillar of clouds, and the pillar of clouds stood at the doorway of the tent. The Lord said to Moses, "Behold, you are about to lie down with your fathers, and this people will arise and play the harlot with the strange gods of the land, into the midst of which they are going, and will forsaken me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger will be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them and hide my face from them, and they will be consumed. Many souls and troubles will come upon them, so that they will say in that day, Is it not because our God is not among us that these evils have come upon us? But I will surely hide my face in that day, because of all the evil which they will do, or they will turn to other gods. Now therefore write this song for yourselves, and teach it to the sons of Israel. Put it on their lips, so that this song may be a witness for me against the sons of Israel. For when I bring them into the land flowing with milk and honeys, which I swore to their fathers, and they have eaten and are satisfied and become prosperous, then they will turn to other gods and serve them, and spurn me and break my covenant, and spurn me and break my covenant. Then it shall come about, when many evils and troubles have come upon them, that this song will testify before them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten from the lips of their descendants. For I know their intent which they are developing today, before I have brought them into the land which I swore. So Moses wrote this song the same day and taught it to the sons of Israel. Then he commissioned Joshua the son of Nun and said, Be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the sons of Israel into the land which I have sworn to you, and I will be with you. It came about when Moses finished writing the words of the law in a book until they were complete, that Moses commanded the Levites who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, Take this book of the law and place it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may remain there as a witness against you. For I know your rebellion and your stubbornness. Behold, while I am still alive with you today, you have been rebellious against the Lord. How much more than after my death? Assemble to me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their hearing and call the heavens and the earth to witness against them. For I know after my death you will act corruptly and turn from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days. For you will do that which is evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger with the work of your hands. Then Moses spoke in the hearing of all the assembly of Israel the words of this song until they were complete.
Okay.
Kind of sucks.
All right, Amagad, you going to start singing?
Yeah. I was just gonna say that's gotta be rough too, knowing that it's like, damn, once I die, these people are gonna drift away from God, aren't they? Like,
Yeah. He knows it. He's like, the second I give you this awesome place for y'all to live, you're just going to start worshiping other gods. So
yeah. Well,
remember this. You better keep singing. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I'm not very good at that, so I'm just gonna speak it. So, give ear, O heavens, and let me speak, and let the earth hear the words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, as the droplets on fresh grass, and as showers on the herb. For I proclaim the name of the Lord, ascribe greatness to our God, the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are just. A God of faithfulness and without injustice, righteous and upright is he. They have acted corruptly towards him. They are not his children because of their defect, but are perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus repay the Lord, O foolish and unwise people? Is not he your father who has brought you? He has made you and established you. Remember the days of old, Consider the years of all generations. Ask your father, and he will inform you, your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of man, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the allotment of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, and in the howling waste of a wilderness. He encircled him, he cared for him, he guarded him as the pupil of his eye. Like an eagle that stirs up its nest, that hovers over its young, he spread his wings and caught them. He carried them on his pinions. The Lord alone guided him, and there was no foreign god with him. He made him ride on the highest places of the earth, and he ate the produce of the field, and he made him suck honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock, curds of cow and the milk of flock, with fat of lambs and rams, the breed of Bashan and goats, with the finest of wheat, and the blood of grapes you drink wine. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You are grown fat, thick, and sleek. Then he forsook God, who made him, and scorned the rock of his salvation. They made him jealous with strange gods. With abominations they provoked him to anger. They sacrificed to demons who were not God, to gods whom they have not known, new gods who came lately, whom your fathers did not dread. You neglected the rock who begot you, and forgot the God who gave you birth. The Lord saw this and spurned them, because of the provocation of his sons and daughters. Then he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a perverse generation, sons in whom is no faithfulness. They have made me jealous with what is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their idols. So I will make them jealous with those who are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation, for fire is kindled in my anger, and burns the lowest part of Sheol, and consumes the earth with its yield, and sets on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap misfortunes on them. I will use my arrows on them. They will be wasted by famine and consumed by plague and bitter destruction. And the teeth of the beast I will send upon them, with the venom of crawling things of the dust. Outside the sword will bereave, and inside terror. Both young man and virgin, the nursling with the man of gray hair, I would have said, I will cut them to pieces. I will remove the memory of them from men. Had I not feared the provocation by the enemy, that their adversaries would misjudge, that they would say, our hand is triumphant, and the Lord has not done all this. For they are a nation lacking in counsel, and there is no understanding in them. Would that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would discern their future. How could one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, unless their rock had sold them, and the Lord had given them up? Indeed, their rock is not like our rock. Even our enemies themselves judge this. For their vine is from the vine of Sodom, and from the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of poison, their clusters bitter. Their wine is the venom of serpents, and the deadly poison of cobras. Is it not laid up in store with me, sealed up in my treasuries? Vengeance is mine, and retribution. In due time their foot will slip. For the day of their calamity is near, and the impending things are hastening upon them. For the Lord will vindicate his people, and will have compassion on his servants when he sees that their strength is gone, and there is nothing remaining, bond or free. And he will say, where are their gods, the rock in which they sought refuge, who ate the fat of their sacrifices, and drank the wine of their drink offering? Let them rise up and help you. Let them be your hiding place. See now that I am he, and there is no God besides me. It is I who put to death and give life. I have wounded, and it is I who heal, and there is no one who can deliver from my hand. Indeed, I lift up my hand to heaven and say, as I live forever, if I sharpen my flashing sword, and my hand takes hold on justice, I will render vengeance on my adversaries, and I will repay those who hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword will devour flesh, with the blood of the slain and the captives, from the long-haired leaders of the enemy. Rejoice, O nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance on his adversaries, and will atone for his land and his people. Then Moses came and spoke all the words of this song in the hearing of the people, he with Joshua the son of Nun. When Moses had finished speaking all these words to all Israel, he said to them, take to your heart all the words which I am warning you today, which you shall command your sons to observe carefully, even all the words of this law. For it is not an idle word for you, indeed it is your life. And by this word you will prolong your days in the land which you are about to cross the Jordan to possess. The Lord spoke to Moses that very same day, saying, go up this mountain of the Abarim, Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab opposite Jericho, and look at the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the sons of Israel for a possession. Then die on the mountain where you ascend, and be gathered to your people, as Aaron your brother died on Mount Hor, and was gathered to his people. Because you broke faith with me in the midst of the sons of Israel at the waters of Meribah Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because you do not treat me as holy in the midst of the sons of Israel, for you shall see the land at a distance, but you shall not go there, into the land which I am giving the sons of Israel. Yeah.
That was a long song.
Yeah. Freaking Moses, like, you gotta give it to Moses though, even though he knew that he screwed up and that he would never get to go there. He's like, I'm gonna stay faithful to the end.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's crazy. He's doing all the work, and he don't quite get that glory of going into Israel.
I like to think that he realized the mistakes he made though, and like accepted his punishment essentially.
Hold on, live for life. If God isn't the one that gives us rights, what gives us rights?
I do like that part too. Like Scott said, it's like taking out the long-haired hippies.
So okay, then what gives us rights? The Bible does, but what gives us rights? I'm just asking that.
What the fuck?
Anyway, guys. All right. So the blessing of Moses. Now this is the blessing with which Moses, the man of God, blessed the sons of Israel before his death. He said, the Lord came from Sinai and dawned on them from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran, and he came from the midst of 10,000 holy ones. At his right hand there was flashing lightning for them. Indeed, he loves the people. All your holy ones are in your hand, and they followed in your steps. Everyone receives of your words. Moses charged us with a law, a possession for the assembly of Jacob. And he was king in Jeshurun when the heads of the people were gathered, the tribes of Israel together. May Reuben live and not die, nor his men be few. And this regarding Judah, so he said, hear, O Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him to his people. With his hands he contended for them, and may you be a help against his adversaries. Of Levi he said, let your Thummim and your Urim belong to your godly man, whom you've proved at Massa, with whom you contended at the waters of Meribah, who said of his father and his mother, I did not consider them. And he did not acknowledge his brothers, nor did he regard his own sons, for they observed your word and kept your covenant. They shall teach your ordinances to Jacob and your law to Israel. They shall put incense before you, a whole burnt offerings on your altar. O Lord, bless his substance and accept the work of his hands. Shatter the loins of those who rise up against him and those who hate him, so that they will not rise up again. Of Benjamin, he said, may the beloved of the Lord dwell in security by him, who shields him all the day, and he dwells between his shoulders. Of Joseph, he said, blessed of the Lord be his land, with the choice things of heaven, and with the dew, and from the deep lying beneath, and with the choice yield of the sun, and with the choice produce of the months, and with the best things of the ancient mountains, and with the choice things of everlasting hills, and with the choice things of the earth and its fullness, and the favor of him who dwelt in the bush. Let it come to the head of Joseph, and to the crown of the head of the one distinguished among his brothers. And as the firstborn of his ox, majesty is his, and his horns are the horns of the wild ox. With them he will push the peoples all at once to the ends of the earth. And those are the tens of 10,000s of Ephraim, and the thousands of Manasseh. Of Zebulun he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going forth, and Issachar in your tents. They will call peoples to the mountains, and they will offer righteous sacrifices, for they will draw out the abundance of the seas and the hidden treasures of the sand. Of Gad he said, blessed is the one who enlarges Gad. He lies down as a lion and tears the arm, also the crown of the head. Then he provided the first part of himself, for there the ruler's portion was reserved. And he came with the leaders of the people. He executed the justice of the Lord and his ordinances with Israel. Of Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's whelp that leaps forth from Bashan. Of Naphtali, he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and the full blessing of the Lord, take possession of the sea in the south. Of Asher, he said, more blessings than sons in Asher. Here is Asher. May he be favored by his brothers, and may he dip his foot in oil. Your locks will be iron and bronze, and according to your days, so will your leisurely walk be. There is none like the God of Jeshurun, who... Oh, Jeshurun is Israel?
Oh.
There is none like the God of Jeshurun, who rides the heavens to your help, and though the skies and through the skies in his majesty. The eternal God is a dwelling place, and underneath are everlasting arms. And he drove out the enemy from before you and said, destroy. So Israel dwells in security, the fountain of Jacob secluded. In a land of grain and new wine, his heavens also drop down dew. Blessed are you, O Israel, who is like you, a people saved by the Lord, who is the shield of your help and the sword of your majesty. So your enemies will cringe before you, and you will tread upon their high places. Damn, dude, that last one is beastly.
I didn't realize those little bubbles were like translation things, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, here goes. We've reached the end of the Torah, boys.
Yeah. Hey, and it's a short one for Corey for once.
Corey?
Nope, I can read well. Or I want to wait, make sure he's here so I can read it. But
I think I had myself muted. I apologize.
oh, you're good.
Sorry. I wish I could pull this up. It's fucking hilarious. Go ahead, brother.
It says, now Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, the top of Pisgah, which is opposite. You say what?
Yeah, Pisgah. You had it right.
Pisgah, okay. Which is opposite Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land, Gilead as far as Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh, and all the lands of Judah as far as the western sea, and the Negev, and the plain in the valley of Jericho, and the city of palm trees as far as Zorah. Then the Lord said to him, this is the land which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants. I have let you see it with your own eyes, but you shall not go over there. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, in the nope, skipping a line. According to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in the valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Eor. But no man knows his burial place to this day. Although Moses was 120 years old when he died, his eyes was not dim, nor his vigor abated. So the sons of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping and mourning for Moses came to an end. Now Joshua the son of Nun was filled with the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. And the sons of Israel listened to him and did as the Lord had commanded Moses. Since that no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. For all the signs and wonders which the Lord sent him to perform in the land of Egypt against Pharaoh, all his servants and all his land, and for all the mighty power and for all the great terror which Moses performed in the sight of all Israel.
And that's it, boys. We have reached Joshua. Okay.
You know what's interesting? That they described Moses and God as being face to, or I guess knowing face to face or being face to face. Then it makes me wonder if that's an interpretation for Jesus Christ, and I guess them having an appearance that would, I guess, reveal the face of the Lord.
I mean, there are a lot of parallels. You know, the Old Testament prophesizes a lot of stuff that comes into being in the New Testament. I'm not sure.
Because I mean, I remember on Mount Sinai, like that the specific verses of Moses going up to Mount Sinai to hear the word of God. I know they made sure to paint that, hey, Moses was not allowed to look God in the face.
Yeah.
There was an inability for Moses to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty common. What I thought was interesting too back there it was verse 6, which got me thinking too. It said that God buried Moses in the land of Moab. And I'm just wondering, it's like, I don't know if anybody else in the Bible has ever, where it said that he, like capital H, he buried him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of, I wonder what the meaning is to that, to look into that, to see if any other people in the Bible were personally taken care of by God in their death like that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think it has to do with the relation of death, but haven't we already read where God took Enoch up to heaven?
Yeah.
Like without death.
No, yeah, there's plenty of those where like they ascend to heaven with God, but I can't think of any others that were buried by God on earth.
True. That's true.
All right.
Well, I guess it also makes me wonder: did Moses' death have anything to do with, I guess, that covenant moving forward? Like, was Moses' death symbolic to the beginning of the next chapter or the next covenant? I guess where his people would have to take on without his guardianship or leadership.
Well, yeah, it's like his direct link to God.
Yep.
But yeah, Nuxa says the New Testament they talk about Moses' body dilemma. I'm not familiar with that. We gonna get into Joshua?
Charlie's got to use the bathroom, man. I might call it here, and then we'll start Joshua fresh on Sunday, if that's okay with y'all.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. He's got to use the bathroom. Who's live right now, guys?
I thought I saw somebody. Oh, but I don't know. Cool Vic. I don't know if anybody here watches him. He's kind of in the same sphere.
Is Andrew still alive? Weren't they doing something over on
I think it
Rob?
starts at 8.
I think Jake's live right now.
Oh, Viopod?
Oh no, Rattlesnake. Jake Rattlesnake.
Oh.
But I think Andrew, from what it looked like, I mean, I could have got the date wrong. It looks like he's about to have Tim Pool on.
Oh really?
I mean, 8:25 at 8 o'clock. Yeah, in about an hour. So watch party, Andrew versus Timcast IRL.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. I guess he's going on IRL tonight, and then he's going to be streaming it alongside them.
What time's that start?
8 o'clock.
Less than an hour.
To be weird, I mean, not to be weird, but two people that I don't think would have get along that have gotten along is one is Andrew and Dave Smith. Their relationship has improved. I see them doing a lot of what's that British guy? Piers Morgan, and it seems like Andrew and Tim Pool have kind of been doing a lot of frequent things together.
Well, yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let's go ghetto raid Jake Rattlesnake real quick, boys.
Sounds good.
Sounds like plan.
Some friends of the channel are over there. Abby Jean. Seeing Bill Hicks is over there. I'm seeing a couple folks in chat, friends of the channel. Yeah. Let's go.
Is he doing a debate review, or is he? What's he got going on?
He's doing like Charlie Kirk debate stuff. So he's going through just some of TPUSA's like college campus stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm with that.
All right. Well, it's been a blast.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Cheers, guys.
Nukes
just I can't actually raid anyone. But honestly, I can't stand him, dude. He's bad faith. He talks to people like shit. So you know, I don't have any problem if you like him. You know what I mean? Do your thing, but I really cannot stand that piece of shit. He's a fucking scumbag, dude.
He's been turning me off Live's Uncomfortable Truth.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to go ahead and send us all over to Jake Rattlesnake. Go over there, show him some love. He's watching some Charlie Kirk stuff. Pretty sure that'll be a lot more interesting than anything I got to say for the rest of the day. You know? So, thank you very much, guys. I always appreciate it. Amagad, Corey, thank you, guys. Always a pleasure, man.
God bless.
God bless everyone. Y'all have a great day, okay?
Catch you next time.
Peace.